Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our audio-only streaming broadcast of tonight's football matchup between the Lawrence Free State Firebirds and the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars. I'm Nick Springer, and I'm here with Craig Hershiser for second-round action of the 6A High School State Playoffs on the gridiron. Should be a fun one tonight here. Craig, as Free State advanced with a big win against Olathe East last week, 61-47, a record-breaking win for Free State in more ways than one, most notably for Madden Brittingham scoring 7 touchdowns. Shawnee Mission Northwest defeated Lawrence. So we were robbed of a potential city showdown rematch by Shawnee Mission Northwest defeating Lawrence 50-40 last week on Thursday. And that is how we've ended up here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium, where Free State will go on the road to take on the Cougars here tonight, where one of these programs will advance into the next round and the other, their season will come to a close. As I said, Free State, a dominant performance offensively for Madden Brittingham last week against Olathe East. He ended up with 7 touchdowns and a 61-47 victory as Free State was explosive, and they really needed it because on the other side for Olathe East, Milo Burton had 6 total touchdowns for Olathe East and put up an equally impressive performance, truthfully, but he was outdone by Madden Brittingham and the Free State offense. And for Shawnee Mission Northwest, 50 points in the win against Lawrence High. Of course, Lawrence High, the team that defeated Free State in the city showdown 24-6. And, this game being played at this stadium, Craig, we were kind of talking about it actually on the way up here as we were coming up for this game today. Free State was obviously 1 or 2 games away from being at home for tonight's game. If they could have won down the stretch, but instead, because they faltered late in the season against Olathe North and then against Lawrence High, they find themselves as the 6th seed, and they're on the road here tonight against the 3 seed, Shawnee Mission Northwest. What are you looking for tonight from the Firebirds after a crazy game that we saw last week?
I have no idea.
Really?
I literally have no idea because Free State played so poorly the second half of the Olathe North game, and then they were dominated by Lawrence High, and then they come out and score 61 last week.
Yeah.
I mean, I was stunned. I was stunned last week. I really was. And I was equally stunned by the outcome of the 2 previous games, because there was no hint, there was no foreshadowing of the outcome of Olathe North and Lawrence High, just like there was no foreshadowing of what they did last week. Brittingham, 21 carries, 283 yards. 283 yards. That's 2 very healthy games and 3 pretty good games worth.
Well, and what goes overlooked in that, Craig, is Finn Moore also had over 200 yards rushing in the game last week for Free State as well.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. On the season, Moore, 200 carries, 1,226 yards, averaging about 6 yards a carry, 136 yards a game, has 13 TDs. Brittingham, he's got 56 fewer carries, 144 carries for the season, 1,069 yards, 7 yards a carry, 118 yards a game, and 17 TDs on the season so far. So, as we have discussed all season, they are run heavy. They're a run-dominant team, and I love it.
Yeah, and that's clearly been their identity,
yes,
right, that they've found over the course of the season. And we were kind of talking as well off air before we came in for the broadcast tonight about we have seen Free State mix in different looks offensively over the course of the season. They've been rooted in the run game, as you kind of highlighted with some of those stats. But, we've seen Finn Moore be able to throw the ball down the field as well. We've seen them open things up, at times this season. So the question coming into tonight is, how heavily do they lean into that run identity? Because we've seen them line up in a power run formation and just run it every single play.
Yeah.
We've also seen games where they've wanted to incorporate more passes. We even saw last week against Olathe East, they wanted to utilize some quick passes to the outside to try to get some things going on, some bubble screens type plays. So I'll be curious to see what the offense shows tonight.
Yeah, that was I was thinking about that very thing this week. And we've seen nights where they've only thrown the ball twice per a game. That's when they've gone with that really tight package, that run-heavy formation. We've seen him go deep, run deep seam routes, and Finn can really throw that route really well. And we've seen him connect for long touchdowns. His longest TD pass of the year is 91 yards.
Yep.
91.
Yep.
Okay. And then like last week, we saw the trips right or trips left, bubble screen, stretch the defense, make the defense run side to side, cover both sidelines, which then opened up the opportunity for them to run weak side, away from the 3 receivers. So I don't know if complexity is the right word, but the variety of offensive packages that they have come with throughout this season has been very impressive to me, Nick. Now, again, they run the football. That's where they make their living. No question about it. But they really mixed it up a lot this season, I think. So what are we going to see tonight? Again, I'll say I don't know. I got no idea.
Well, speaking of running the ball, their opponent tonight, Shawnee Mission Northwest, they also have a very similar identity. They will also want to run the football with the power run game. They run a bit of a wing T style of offense, similar to Gardner Edgerton, which is the offense that the Free State obviously saw at the start of the season.
Yeah.
And Shawnee Mission Northwest is quarterbacked by Trey Woodruff. He's a senior. He's a pretty reliable quarterback, definitely a real playmaker that Free State will have to be aware of. But, yeah, this is a Shawnee Mission Northwest team that's also going to want to run the football. So, I think defensively for Free State, Craig, it'll come down to, and, it's funny because you could probably use this to sum up as keys to most football games, but control the line of scrimmage, right, on both sides of the football if you're Free State. Move the line of scrimmage offensively, and defensively shore it up and try to pin down this Shawnee Mission Northwest attack.
Well, you mentioned Northwest and their run dominance, so that to me means that Free State's got to be good tacklers tonight. They have to control the line of scrimmage, as you said. That's key every game. But they're going to have to be good tacklers in space, and then they're going to have to get several guys to the football, and just not allow a lot of yards after contact. I was looking at the lineup here for Northwest. They are senior dominant. Mm-hmm. They have one junior that plays. Everybody else is a senior. And so that experience, I think, for Northwest will serve them very well.
Well, and you think about the fact that those players probably know better than anybody that they're playing not only for tonight but for their careers.
Yes.
Right? You're not only will your season be over if you walk off this field, defeated, your career is going to be over for a lot of those young men, and obviously they don't want that to happen. Shawnee Mission Northwest won the toss. They deferred, so Free State's going to get the football first. The Cougars are in all black uniforms, black jerseys with black pants, orange lettering, orange numbering on the jerseys with black helmets and the Cougar logo on them. Free State in all white uniforms, white jerseys with white pants, silver lettering and numbering on the jerseys. The Cougars will kick this ball off from right to left, and we are underway in the second round of the 6A state playoffs here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. It's a touchback on the kickoff by Shawnee Mission Northwest. And Craig, before we get started, Cougars versus a Firebird. Who wins?
In this game, the Cougars are the apex predator.
Okay.
No question. But I will continue to go with the mythical Firebirds.
There you go.
As they will find a way to not only avoid this predator but defeat it.
There you go. Love it. Free State will start with the ball at their own 20-yard line, moving from left to right. 12 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter. As we get this game underway with the ball in the middle of the field, Free State comes out in a shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right with an H-back. Here they go with a straight quarterback power running left. It's Finn Moore, stiff arms the defender, lowers the shoulder, and he's tackled after an 8-yard scamper towards the far sideline. A gain of 8 yards out to the 28-yard line. A strong run on first down.
Yeah, yards after contact, which this Free State team is known for from both of their main running threats, Finn Moore and Madden Brittingham.
They spotted him actually at the 29, so give him 9 yards on that run. 2nd and 1 at the 29-yard line on the left hash towards the far side of the field. Trip set towards the right side this time as Finn Moore looks that direction. One lone receiver to the left. He's got Brittingham in the pistol. Now he steps to his right, sidecar right next to him as Finn Moore surveys the Cougar defense. He's pointing out some traffic, making sure they got guys in the line of scrimmage on the right side as he double checks everybody. Now it looks like they're set. He takes a high snap. They want a little bubble screen. They throw it out. It's caught by Beckham at the 25-yard line. He crosses the 30. He's got the first down, and he's out to the 35. Give him out to the 36. It's a 7-yard completion on the bubble screen, and we just highlighted that, Craig, in our pregame discussion, seeing more of Free State wanting to get the ball on the edge quickly.
So nice blocking, by his wide receiver teammates to make that play successful. But again, you're making the defense run all the way to the sideline, and so if you can get this team spread out a little bit, then that just opens up your running game a little bit more.
Ball in the near hash, 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Here we go with the bubble screen the other direction. It's McDaniel. McDaniel, the freshman, out across the 40, across the 45, and he spins into Cougar territory at the 48-yard line of Shawnee Mission Northwest. That's a big gain. It'll move the chains, and Free State is in business at the 48-yard line.
So they run that play to the offensive right, then they run the same play to the offensive left. And to the freshman, where's he been all year? We talked about that, too. Holy cow.
Axon McDaniel, seemingly a late addition to the roster, but they're getting him the football, and you can see why. He's a big physical player when he's on the edge. Here goes Brittingham running right, sheds a tackle at the 45, across the 40, inside the 35 before he's spun out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A 15-yard run for Brittingham before he gets tackled into the Shawnee Mission Northwest bench. And, Greg, this Free State offense is picking up chunks of yardage on this opening drive.
Brittingham runs through a couple of into solo tackle attempts in the open field and then rips off a sizable gain. And you know what? He's done pretty well for a kid who played wide receiver last year.
Definitely. Well, we talked about it before. It just every week you can see him get better in some area of his game. They keep it this time with Finn Moore, runs through an arm tackle at the 30, and then it takes 2 Cougar defenders to finally wrestle him to the turf at the 24-yard line. A 9-yard run for Finn Moore on first down. 2nd and 1 coming up for the Firebirds at the 24-yard line of Shawnee Mission Northwest. 10 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. The ball is on the right hash. Everybody for Free State looks towards that far sideline for the play call as they wait for the signal. Right now they've got 3 receivers left. And McDaniel, the freshman who we highlighted, he's a big receiver. He's on the right. Finn Moore in the shotgun with Brittingham to his right. Chest high snap. It's a dive straight ahead with Brittingham, and it gets blown up. Maybe got back to line of scrimmage. Shawnee Mission Northwest all over that one. The tackle made by Tyler Hook for the Cougars. They mark him back. They say he lost 2 yards to the 31-yard line. They need the 28 for a first down. They need the 23 for a first down. They're at the 26. So 3rd and 3 from the 26 for Free State. 3 receivers, 2 to the left. They run that direction with Finn Moore. It's a sweep play to the left side. Bounces to the outside. He's at the 20, at the 15. Cuts back inside at the 10, at the 5. And 2 defenders drag him down at the 1-yard line. A 25-yard run by Finn Moore. He sprinted to his left, and then he cut back up right, and it took 2 defenders to chase him down from behind to prevent the touchdown.
Boy, what a nice job of blocking as Free State sets the edge. Moore makes a cut on the perimeter, breaks it back up the field, but nobody's in pursuit, right? No Cougars in pursuit, and Finn Moore just darn near scored.
Here they have that power look with 2 H-backs to the right, and it's Finn Moore running straight ahead. He bursts into the pile. Is he in? Yes! Touchdown, Lawrence Free State. Finn Moore straight ahead into the pile of humanity, and he scores. A 3.5-minute opening touchdown drive for Lawrence Free State, and it's 6-0, the Firebirds lead.
80 yards and a touchdown. They throw a couple of passes to kind of loosen up the secondary a little bit and not allow them to be so heavy with run support. But basically, that is a running drive that Free State just executed.
An opening drive and an opening statement made by Free State. It is 6-0. Jones is on for the extra point. The kick is good. It's 7-0, the Firebirds lead. As you said, Craig, an 80-yard touchdown drive, just under 3.5 minutes off the clock, 8:33 remaining in this first quarter. 7-0, Free State leads on a 1-yard touchdown run by Finn Moore. We've been talking a lot about Finn Moore, a lot about Madden Brittingham, and a lot about Elijah Beckham and some other starters. By the way, tonight, our lineup sponsor is brought to you by Rex's Stadium Barbershop at 1033 Massachusetts Street, a cut above the rest from high-quality, affordable haircuts, trims, and outlines for kids, adults, and military. To look and feel your best, check out Rex's Stadium Barbershop at 1033 Massachusetts Street, proud sponsor of high school sports. And by the way, with that touchdown, you know what that means. Every touchdown that Free State scores tonight gets you a free pancake at IHOP in Lawrence near 31st Street near 31st in Iowa. in Lawrence. So for one touchdown equals one pancake, but stand by. There may be plenty more coming your way.
There might be.
After what we saw in that opening drive for Free State. 8:33 remaining in this first quarter. Free State leads 7-0 off the 1-yard TD run by Finn Moore. By the way, the winner of this game tonight will advance in the playoffs to face the winner of Gardner-Edgerton and Olathe North, two teams that Free State has seen this season. They beat Gardner-Edgerton in the season opener. They lost to Olathe North in that weird game that was delayed to Saturday. And so that could be their opponent if they advance past this game. But, of course, the focus fully tonight on Shawnee Mission Northwest. Here's a kick that's fumbled. That's a live football. They dive for it. Who's got it? Did Free State come up with that ball?
Boy, they might have.
It was live. It was muffed at the 25-yard line. It looks like Shawnee Mission Northwest recovered it. That was a scary situation for the Cougars. It was kind of a short kick angled towards the far sideline by Jones, and it was muffed right near the sideline by Shawnee Mission Northwest, but it stayed in bounds, and it looked like Free State had a chance to dive for it, but the Cougars retained possession.
Well, it was fumbled forward right into kick coverage, and I think Free State came very close to recovering that.
The ball spotted at the 19-yard line. That's where Free State's defense will take the field to try to stop this Shawnee Mission Northwest wing T attack. They come out in that wing T formation, 2 H-backs plus an up-back directly behind Woodruff. And they hand it off running straight ahead. This is Tyler.
Nice.
And he goes nowhere. Look! Oh, wait. Did Woodruff keep that football? Looked like he might have. And got 2 yards on the play. This defense is tough or I should say this offense is tough for even us to track because there's a lot of motion in the backfield, and that's by design. They're trying to get you off on your toes on defense, misdirection, all kinds of stuff. It's 2nd and 8 at the 21-yard line.
That was a very nice tackle. So a very nice solo tackle right in the middle of the field.
7:45 remaining in this first quarter. They bring a man in motion on the line of scrimmage. It's Woodruff, and he just keeps it running towards the far side. He's got the first down across the 25, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. That will move the chains. That was essentially just sort of a fake jet sweep, and then Woodruff just looped around and followed behind the blockers running right, and he got the first down out to the 31-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Shawnee Mission Northwest at the 31-yard line. Now, Craig, in today's day and age of all the technology and everything, you don't often see this, but the quarterback Woodruff for the first couple plays has been coming to the sideline and being physically told to play by Shawnee Mission Northwest, the Shawnee Mission Northwest coaching staff. He's physically running over and getting the play told to him, it looks like. There was a brief clock issue. They've reset the game clock. It's at 7:36. 1st and 10 for Shawnee Mission Northwest at the 31-yard line. Same formation, 2 H-backs, 1 receiver to the right with a fullback, up-back. They give it to the up-back this time. It's Tyler, and everybody sprints forward and across the 35 to the 36. It was Woodruff who kept it again. 5-yard run out to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that is a lot of movement in the backfield. One of those wing backs goes in motion every play. And you're right. Quarterback ran over to get the play again.
Yeah, Woodruff, he runs to the sideline on the near side to get the play call before running back to the huddle. So you wonder if maybe there's a technology issue possibly for Shawnee Mission Northwest, or maybe if that's just how they want to make sure they get the play in. This time they have 2 receivers split to each side. They bring a man in motion. It's a triple option pitched out. Oh, and a fantastic play was made in the backfield. Julius Matthews read him like a book for a big loss. And then as he got up after the play, he goes down. And the Free State training staff will come out. So Matthews with the big hit. And now you worry about his health as he got up after the play. They're looking at the right ankle, it looks like, of Matthews. I mean, he played that triple option about as great as you could play it. It was a loss of 5 yards back to the 31. And it looks like Matthews might be okay. Maybe just rolled that ankle as he got up after the play.
You know, Matthews did 3 things on that play. He set the edge.
Yeah.
He fights off the block, and then he makes a one-on-one tackle in the backfield. That's, as you said, he played it as well as you could possibly say it. Matthews is the leading tackler on this team with 71 total tackles, and now that will be his 6th tackle for loss on this season.
Well, and the best news out of all that for Free State is that Matthews was able to get off the field under his own power. It looked like he was okay. Maybe just rolled his ankle a little bit on the play. So certainly the Firebirds would want their leading tackler back on the field sooner rather than later. There's a man in motion on the line of scrimmage. Woodruff rolls out to his right, looking to throw on 3rd and 10. He loads up for a deep pass, and he's got a man. It's broken up, incomplete.
Wow.
Rawls was on the coverage. He was trailing on the play as Woodruff showed off some very impressive arm strength on that throw, but it was broken up near the 20-yard line of the Firebirds, and it's 4th and 10. The intended receiver was Brandon Brown.
You would think that with their run-heavy philosophy that 3rd and 10 is an obvious passing down, but you think they might go a little bit more with a possession route, you know?
Yeah.
But no, they just take a shot deep. It almost paid off. But Rawls did a nice job on coverage.
Boy, and if there was any question about the type of arm strength that Woodruff possesses, that was an impressive throw. They come for the punt. It's sent away from the 18-yard line, rolls down to the 26 is where Free State will take over. So a decently strong punt there from Shawnee Mission Northwest. But with 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter, Free State leads 7-0, and they will take over at their own 25-yard line, leading by 7 after the 1-yard touchdown run by Finn Moore to open the game.
Boy, I just go back to that impressive play by Matthews, stopping on it.
Yeah.
The stop on that option.
That was the play of that drive because that was a 2nd and 5 play.
Yeah.
And that big loss set him back to 3rd and 10, which forced them to pass.
Yep.
And certainly I think the key for slowing down the Shawnee Mission Northwest offense is to get them into those pass situations because that's not where they want to be. They want to be in a situation where they can use the H-backs in motion to manipulate the defense and run the ball. 1st and 10 at the 25. It's a speed option to the left. Brittingham takes a big shot, and he's swarmed by Cougars. He loses 2 yards on the play. So on 1st and 10 from their own 25, the Firebirds go backwards. They mark him. They say he lost 1 yard back to the 24.
Well, speaking of playing the option, that Shawnee Mission Northwest, the Cougars just came right back and did the very same thing. They had the quarterback covered. They had the pitch man covered.
Well, you have to wonder if the fact that they see the option probably so much in practice against their own offense, that they're not prepared for that type of play.
On 5 receivers here.
Empty set for Finn Moore. He stands all alone in the backfield of the shotgun. 5 receivers. It's a bubble screen to the left. Brittingham's got it. He crosses the 25, and he rumbles out of bounds near the 30. Oh, the officials got him marked back at the 28, it looks like, whereas they say he stepped out of bounds. We'll see where they spot this football. There was also a flag on the play.
And
a
Free
holding
State's
against
back.
Free State.
Yep.
So that wipes away a decent gain on a little bubble screen to Brittingham, and that's just another way to get him the football. But there it backfires as Free State will be all the way back to the 14-yard line. No, they got it at the 16-yard line. They need the 35 for a first down. So this is 2nd and 19 from their own 16 with the ball in the far hash to the left. Same formation for Free State. Empty set. 5 receivers. Waist high snap for Finn Moore. Quarterback draw at the 15, at the 20. He steps up running in the middle of the field. He's upended as he crossed the 25 to about the 27-yard line. So he gets a good chunk of the penalty yardage back, but this will be 3rd and long for Free State at the 27.
Not surprising there. A lot of times when you see twins to both sides, to each side of the field, they will run that quarterback draw. Moore's an excellent runner.
Yep, get the defense spread out and let him use his athleticism in the middle of the field.
Exactly.
4:25 remaining in this first quarter. Free State leads 7-0 over Shawnee Mission Northwest. 3rd and 7 at the 3rd and a long 7 at the 28-yard line. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Brittingham is to the left of Finn Moore. It's a low snap at the knees, but he's got it in the pocket. Now he's under pressure. Steps up, throws. The pass juggled and caught by Brittingham, and he jukes the defender, and there he goes. Across midfield, the 40, the 30, sprinting down the far sideline. See you later. Touchdown, Lawrence Free State. A busted play turns into a 70-yard touchdown pass from Finn Moore to Madden Brittingham.
That is making a touchdown out of nothing. Moore was nearly tackled. He did a nice job to avoid the pressure, and then just what basically looked like just a little dump off to Madden Brittingham. But boy, that kid had a little room out there, and he can run.
He is explosive.
Wow.
72-yard touchdown pass from Finn Moore to Madden Brittingham. But let's be honest, Finn Moore threw that ball all of 5 yards.
Yeah.
That was Brittingham sprinting down the far sideline. 13-0. The extra point is up, and it is good. 14-0 Free State leads. 3:56 remaining in the first quarter of this game. Now, I will caution if you are overly optimistic right now listening to this game. Free State was in a very similar position against Olathe East, where they got up big early, and Olathe East battled back and kept it a game for the majority of that game. 72-yard pass from Finn Moore to Madden Brittingham on a 3rd and 7 that, as you outlined, looked like it was destined for failure with Finn Moore under pressure. He stepped up in the pocket and flipped it to Brittingham, who, by the way, juggled it initially before he secured the catch, made a man miss, and there was nothing but green grass in front of him. And Brittingham, he is a road runner. Once you get him in open field and his straight line speed can take over, good luck.
He did just seem to find another gear, didn't he?
Yes.
I mean, once he made the first tackle or miss, and there was pursuit there.
Yeah.
But boy, it just seemed like he shifted into overdrive and was off to the races.
Free State will kick this ball off from left to right, leading 14-0 with 3:56 remaining in this first quarter. A 1-yard touchdown run by Finn Moore, a 72-yard touchdown pass from Finn Moore to Madden Brittingham, and it's 14-0 the Firebirds lead. The ball is placed at the left hash, and Jones sends it away from left to right, again kind of towards that far sideline, fielded at the 8-yard line, running laterally across the field as the returner at the 15, tries to cut up at the 20. A flag is thrown behind the play. This is Brown. He's still alive as he runs backward to the 15 again before he's finally upended. And Brandon Brown is fired up after the play, but he's not going to be fired up about the result because this penalty is going to be against the Cougars, and this offense will be backed up for their second drive of the game.
That is interesting because just looking at the body action, I thought that might have been a face mask or a horse collar.
You're right, Craig. It is going against Free State. I got a little bit ahead of myself there. It goes against the Firebirds, and so instead, Shawnee Mission Northwest will have great field position. Perhaps that's what Brown was animated about. And sure enough, this moves the ball out to the 32-yard line after the penalty against Free State. 3:44 remaining in the first quarter. It's 1st and 10 for the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars at their own 32-yard line. Going from right to left, Woodruff keeps it running straight ahead. He's got some openings. He's at the 45, near midfield. He outruns the defender to the left side and then just jogs out of bounds at the Free State 40-yard line. A 22-yard run.
Well, Woodruff's got a little giddy up to him, doesn't he? Wow. I think defensively, both of these teams, you got to settle in.
Yep.
Because this is going to be a physical game with both teams so run heavy. So you got to be prepared for 4 quarters here.
Ball spotted at the Free State 40-yard line on the near hash to the left side. Same formation for the Cougars. One receiver with those two H-backs and the fullback, and before the play, penalties fly, and this offsides against Free State. They were trying to jump the snap, and it will cost them 5 more yards. So already 3 penalties against the Firebirds here in this first quarter.
Oh, you do not want to put Northwest in a position of 1st and 5.
Yeah. Already ahead of the chains.
Yeah.
1st and 5 at the 35-yard line.
Let's have a big round of applause for your Cougar cheer.
Ball on the left hash. 14-0 Free State leads. 3:34 remaining in this first quarter. But the Cougars are on the move after a long run by Woodruff plus a penalty. They feed it to Tyler running straight ahead. He spins off one tackler and is finally pile-driven into the turf as he got inside the 30 down to the 27. That's enough for a first down. An 8-yard run by the up-back, Demetric Tyler. And it's 1st and 10 for Shawnee Mission Northwest at the Free State 27-yard line. Free State going with, in response to this Shawnee Mission Northwest offense, they've got 5 down linemen waiting to go up against this Cougar rushing attack. Looks like that's Braden Wilmus out there again at on the left side of that defensive line for Free State. And now before the snap, a timeout taken by the Firebirds.
Timeout on the field, Lawrence Free State.
Coach Stewart, once again, not keeping those timeouts in his pocket.
First timeout called for Lawrence Free State with 2:59 remaining in this first quarter. We'll take a short break as well. 14-0 Free State leads, 2:59 remaining in the first quarter here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. You're listening to Free State Football.
30 years ago, I worked for my dad detailing Peterbilts. I'm Aaron Rao. That's where it all started. I learned about being honest and treating people right. These are the values we continue at Bobside Auto. After 25 years of matching people to their next car or truck, I know the best business is built on trust. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Honda, new or trust-certified car or service, at Bobside Auto, trust is our tradition. 2851 South Iowa or online at bobsitecdjr.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. After the timeout, I'm Nick Springer here with Craig Hershiser. On 1st and 10 from the 27, Woodruff is juking defenders and sprinting towards the near sideline. He's finally ushered out of bounds inside the 15 near the 10. It's another long run from Trey Woodruff, the quarterback for Shawnee Mission Northwest. They spot him out of bounds at the 12-yard line. It's a 15-yard run for Woodruff, and 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the Free State 12-yard line with 2:50 remaining in this first quarter.
So we watched Free State on their first drive, the opening drive, just gash the Cougar defense with big chunk plays. Now Northwest doing the same.
14-0 Free State leads, but the Cougars are threatening at the Firebird 12-yard line. Ball in the near hash. One receiver, 2 H-backs, and an up-back behind Woodruff. Woodruff feeds it to Demetric Tyler, and he's bashed down quickly as he crossed the 10 to about the 8. Still managed to pick up about 4 yards on that run straight ahead before the Firebirds could get him down. James Kahungara was in there for Firebirds. 2nd down and 6 from the 8-yard line. So Shawnee Mission Northwest can pick up this first down without scoring at the 2-yard line. They're at the 8. They can get the first down at the 2. 2:15 remaining in this first quarter. Same look, one receiver to the left, 2 H-backs plus an up-back behind Woodruff under center. And before the snap, whistles and flags fly. False start against Shawnee Mission Northwest. So the Cougars give away 5 yards. And that's not insignificant for this offense, as you highlighted earlier. When they're behind the chains, that's not where they want to be. And now they'll have 2nd and 11 back at the 13-yard line.
Well, that's been part of their success on this drive, that they haven't had this situation. You know, they haven't had negative yards. Now, in this case, they created the negative yards themselves, but still, it is important, I think, to keep them off balance and behind the chains.
Well, and what killed their opening drive? It was a 5-yard loss by Free State. This time it's self-inflicted, though, on the penalty. 2nd and 11 from the 13-yard line. Everybody's in tight this time. They got 2 receivers tight to the line of scrimmage. They run a play action, rolling to the right as Woodruff. He's looking to throw. He's being hounded down, finally slings it, and the pass caught at about the 6-yard line. Woodruff was rolling to his right. Braden Wilmus was the one trying to chase him down, and he threw it to the right side low, but his receiver made the catch. So they get the penalty yardage back and then some, down to the 6. 3rd and 4 coming up from the 6-yard line. So they can get the first down without scoring. They need 4 yards for the first, 6 yards for a touchdown. Just under 90 seconds remaining in this first quarter. 14-0 Free State lead.
So they went to the wide side of the field, giving Woodruff a lot of room to operate, and he was deep. He was deep.
He was all the way back near his 20-yard line.
Yeah, and so he posed a threat as either a runner or a passer at that particular juncture, but he found the receiver.
They bring a man in motion. Here goes Woodruff on a quarterback sweep. Running to the right. He's got the touchdown. He lowered his shoulder, and he's in. Woodruff just rolling to his right, and he scores. It's 14-6. Shawnee Mission Northwest on the board near the end of this first quarter.
And the light show when Northwest scores. I like it.
You like the light show?
I like it. Yeah, I really do.
It's a 6-yard touchdown run by Trey Woodruff for Shawnee Mission Northwest.
Jack Williams on to attempt the extra point.
And Jack Williams on for the extra point for Shawnee Mission Northwest, and the kick is good. It's 14-7. So a big response there by Shawnee Mission Northwest after a long opening drive touchdown for Lawrence Free State. Then the Cougars had to punt, and then the Firebirds got an explosive play on a 72-yard touchdown pass from Finmore to Madden Brittingham. But a nice response on that drive by Shawnee Mission Northwest, marching down the field and cutting the lead in half. 14-7 the Firebirds lead with 1 minute and 1 second remaining in this first quarter.
Well, 21 points, and we still have a minute to go in the first quarter. Yep. So who knows? Boy, the offenses look pretty potent.
Well, these two teams combined for 111 points last week in their separate games. Free State was 61, and Shawnee Mission Northwest with 50.
With 50, yeah.
Could we be in store for something similar tonight?
Well, you mentioned it last week, the number of high-scoring games in the first round of the playoffs.
There was a lot of them, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. A lot of points scored.
Free State to return this kick from right to left. It's fielded at the 1-yard line. They will bring it out, running out to the 15, trying to spin away from a defender, but getting stacked up and driven back. On the return was Michael Harrison, and he went nowhere. Not great field position for the Firebirds to start this third drive of the game for the offense at their own 14-yard line.
That is a tough situation. He fielded the ball on the fly right at the goal line, and he's on the near sideline. The return is designed to go to the far sideline, and so
he just kind of ran to the middle and didn't have anywhere to go.
Yep. Good coverage by Northwest.
Mill Valley 0.
54 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Free State takes over up 14-7 at their own 15-yard line. They come out with a pistol look, 3 receivers, trips to the left, 1 to the right as Finmore surveys. Brittingham goes in motion. It's a low snap. They try to get it to him quickly. Oh, the timing was way off on that play because of the low snap. And Brittingham, he made the catch, which actually turned out to be a negative for Free State because he lost 5 yards, or he lost 6 yards back to the 9-yard line. So it was designed to be Brittingham kind of in motion into the flat for a quick little bubble screen play, but it was a low snap to Finmore, which just really threw off the timing, and the result is a big loss for Free State.
Well, the cornerback made such a good read on that pass coming up there. He was there when Brittingham caught the football.
Yeah. 15 seconds remain in the quarter. By the way, they will have to snap this football as the play clock is about 2 seconds ahead of the game clock. They do snap it with 8 seconds left. Finmore keeps it on a read option. 15, 20, 25, 30. There he goes, sprinting down the far sideline across midfield. He's got one man to beat, and he's ushered out of bounds into Shawnee Mission Northwest territory. There's a penalty flag down that came flying from the secondary. So we'll have to check what this penalty is. As it stands, it's a long run for Finmore down the far sideline.
They are bringing the ball back.
And it's a hold against Free State, and it looks like it's against Braden Wilmus. He can't believe it. He just slammed his hands on his legs in frustration. Braden Wilmus upset with the call. Now, we don't have an official mic to tell us exactly who the culprit was, but not hard to figure out who it was on that play based off the reaction by Braden Wilmus.
His body language told us all we needed to know.
So that erases a long run by Finmore. It's 10 yards from the spot of the hold, so they've got it marked off to the 14-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 11. That was also the last play of the first quarter, I believe. Yeah, the officials have now realized that that should have been the last play of the first quarter. Well, I stand corrected. They're going to add 1 second back onto the game clock. So this will be the last play of the quarter with 1 second being put back on the clock. 14-7 Free State leads. 2nd and 11 for the Firebirds at their own 14-yard line. They're looking for the 25 for a first down. They come out with trips to the right. Out of the shotgun, Brittingham is in the right hip pocket of Finn Moore as he surveys the defense, and now a timeout called by Free State. Kevin Stewart calling his second timeout of the quarter with 1 second remaining.
Timeout on the field. Lawrence Free State.
So this last 30 seconds of this first quarter, Craig, have been a bit of an adventure.
I can only imagine that Kevin wanted to avoid something costly this deep in their own territory to take that timeout with 1 second left in the quarter.
Just to make sure, I guess, that everybody's on the right page and knowing what they're doing here.
Yep. So penalties, right?
Penalties been the story.
Penalties help Northwest go down the field and score their touchdown. Penalty just took away a big gain by Moore and putting them in kind of a precarious down and distance here. 2nd and 11 at their own 14.
Out of the timeout, Free State up 14-7, facing the 2nd and 11 play. The ball spotted on the far hash. They come out of their timeout with an empty look. 5 receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left.
Interesting.
Finn Moore stands all alone at his own 10-yard line of the shotgun. Waist-high snap. It's a straight pass. He wants to go up top. He throws up a high pass that is intercepted. Oh, no, they say incomplete. Oh, my gosh. That was nearly a one-handed interception by Shawnee Mission Northwest on the near sideline. Wow. Daquan Smith nearly made a SportsCenter top 10 highlight with a one-handed interception right in front of the Cougar bench. But instead it's incomplete, and that ends the first quarter.
That is a pass we've not seen Finn Moore throw since early in the season, the first couple of games, the deep out.
Yeah.
You know, that long pass to the sideline.
The problem is, Finn Moore, as great an athlete as he is, he just doesn't quite have the arm strength to get that pass there.
Yeah.
I mean, that ball fluttered for what felt like forever.
Yeah, it was in
on
the air
throw.
a long time. That had a lot of air time on it. He throws a real nice deep ball on the vertical routes, and he's got that arm strength to throw that particular pass. And then, of course, those tunnel screens that we see, those are well delivered as well. But that one right there, not the one that's really high in his skill set.
I mean, that's practically an NFL level throw where he's throwing that pass from the far sideline all the way to the near side on a deep out route. Like that's, there are NFL quarterbacks that can't make that throw perfectly.
That's a long pass. I mean, it's not. It may not be very long in terms of down the field, but in terms of yards that it has to travel, that is a very long pass.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and that was what Free State called out of a timeout as well.
Yeah.
Not sure about that one. And now, to start the second quarter, leading 14-7, Free State faces a 3rd down and 11 at their own 14-yard line. And this does feel like a bit of a precarious position for the Firebirds. Trips to the left as they reverse into the field. So now the Firebirds moving from right to left down the field. The ball is on the near hash. 3 receivers wide. Brittingham is to the left of Finn Moore. He's going to lead block for Finn Moore, who just takes a quarterback power running off right guard, and he gets gobbled up across the 15 to about the 18, so he gains 4 yards. But on 3rd and 11, that's nowhere near good enough. It'll be 4th down.
Pretty good blocking out there on the edge. The 3 receivers were holding their blocks out on the perimeter, and they had Brittingham in front of him and had a lot of room to run. And he kept continuing to go towards that right sideline.
Instead, it's 4th and 7, and Free State will have to punt. We just started the second quarter, 11:20 remaining in this first half. 14-7 the Firebirds lead, but the momentum certainly feels like it's with Shawnee Mission Northwest. Off of a touchdown, and then they get a stop here. Finn Moore, by the way, serves as the team's punter. He's going to get this away from his own 5. He sends it away, a corkscrew punt that bounces at the 50-yard line, takes a Free State roll all the way out of bounds at the far sideline at the 36-yard line. So a pretty decent attempt there on the punt by Finn Moore to reverse the field position.
Yeah, good roll there.
And they did get a positive roll to the Shawnee Mission Northwest 36.
From their own 36.
So with exactly 11 minutes remaining in the second quarter, the Cougars will take over at their own 36-yard line, down by 7. It was an explosive start to the game for Free State, but now the Firebirds a bit on their heels, and this defense needs to dig in against the Shawnee Mission Northwest offense that scored relatively easily on its last drive. It was a 6-yard touchdown run by Trey Woodruff that got the Cougars on the board. They just sprinted onto the field. The play clock is running down. It's down to 2 and down to 1. They just get it off in time. Woodruff hands it off on a jet sweep running to the left. And spinning is Andy Gray down at about the 41-yard line. A gain of 5 yards on the jet sweep running towards the near side. 10:45 remaining in the second quarter. 2nd and 5 at the 40. They actually spotted at the 42-yard line off of the 30s. It was at the 36, so this was a 6-yard run for Gray out to the 42. 2nd and 4. They're looking for the 46 for a first down. They go back to that wing T formation with 2 H-backs. Here's Woodruff. He keeps it, and he barrels ahead to midfield. That's enough, more than enough for a first down. That will move the chains. An 8-yard run by Trey Woodruff.
So a fake handoff to the left side, to the left of the center, and then Woodruff just circles in behind the other 2 backs who are lead blockers for him, and the offensive line gets a good push. Woodruff's behind 2 other blockers. Nice carry. Free State's really got to dig in here. This is
you outlined it well, Craig. When they run that play, it's a fake handoff straight ahead, and then as you said, Woodruff just basically fakes the handoff and then loops in directly behind, essentially. They bring a man in motion. Here goes Woodruff on a straight quarterback run off of right guard, and again, he just manages to pick his way through the traffic before falling down to the 43-yard line of Free State. It's a 7-yard run. And that's the real issue with facing this style of offense is there's just so much moving parts and so much traffic involved that by the time you locate the football, if you're at the second level, a lot of times he's already in your lap or he's already past you for a decent gain.
Well, we could talk about gap integrity, reading your keys, all that kind of thing. And all those things are important. But here's the most important thing. Win your matchup.
Yeah.
Win your matchup against the guy that's right across from you.
2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line of Free State for Shawnee Mission Northwest. 9:05 remaining in the second quarter. They bring a man in motion on the H-back. It's a handoff running off right guard. Here's Tyler. He's got a big hole, and it takes 2 Free State Firebirds to tackle him as he rumbles inside the 35 down to the 33. That's enough for a first down. And Shawnee Mission Northwest slowly but surely moving the ball down the field. This is exactly the type of tempo that the Cougars want to play this game at.
Yep.
Free State needs to find a way to disrupt what the Cougars are doing right now.
Tyler very patient there, just gets in behind his blockers, lets them do the work, and then he just kind of picks his open spaces to get down the field.
Demetric Tyler listed at 5'10", 200 pounds, so he is a big, powerful back. 8:35 remaining in this first half. 14-7 Free State leads, but the Cougars are driving once again at the 33-yard line. This time Woodruff keeps it again, running off right tackle. The Firebirds swarm him, and they stand him up, and whistles blow before they can tackle him, but his forward progress stopped inside the 30 at about the 28. That's a 5-yard run for Woodruff, running to the right towards the near side.
There's a couple of things at work here. When you have a team that runs the football as much as either one of these teams does on a given night, then you're really counting on your offensive line to establish their dominance and really take over in the second half. But at the same time, when you have a couple of dynamic runners like both teams have, and they carry the ball as much as they do, you need to make sure that not only do you tackle them, but you tackle them hard.
It's Tyler again down to the 25-yard line before Julius Matthews is there along with Garrison Otis to make the tackle. It's a 3-yard run down to the 25, and now 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 coming up. 7:25 remaining in this second quarter. 14-7 Free State leads, and you have to assume that this situation for Shawnee Mission Northwest is 4-down territory, so 2 plays to get 2 yards. Can this Firebird defense rise up? 3rd and 2 from the 25-yard line. Everybody's in tight, 1 receiver to the right. Woodruff under center. Woodruff keeps it running right, and he fights for the first down. It's going to be close. I think he got it. Running off right guard. The spot, it'll depend on the spot. Woodruff certainly thinks he got it. He motioned for a first down at the 23-yard line. And the officials, I think, are going to call for a measurement here. Nope, they've just decided to spot it 4th down. Yeah.
They said he was.
The white hat held up. Held up basically a imaginary ruler to the crowd to show how short he was. So it's 4th down and 8 inches, maybe, just outside the 23-yard line. 6:20 remaining in the second quarter. Woodruff under center, man in motion. He just keeps it and runs right, and this time he definitely has the first down. Off right guard down to the 21-yard line before Garrison Otis could knock him to the turf.
So take the snap, a little bit of hesitation, let your line get off the line of scrimmage, then a little move to the right and get in behind those big guys to get your first down.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line for Shawnee Mission Northwest.
Here's the thing. He's carried the ball the last 2 plays. There's been 3 guys tackling him on each one. So I really think that's the kind of thing that Free State has to do. They need to gang tackle and just make it hard for him.
Punish the runner for running the football.
Yep.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line, ball in the near hash. Same formation, 2 H-backs plus a wide receiver to the right. They bring a man in motion. It's a handoff straight ahead with Demetric Tyler, and he bangs into 2 or 3 Firebird defenders. The pile surges forward a little bit before everybody falls down at about the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 5 yards. We'll say this Northwest offense and their rushing attack right now is doing an excellent job of falling forward. Free State is having a hard time stopping them after initial contact. The Cougars are getting a lot of extra additional yardage. That was a great example there. Tyler was hit pretty hard at about the 18, but he still falls forward with the pile to get 2 more yards down to the 16. 2nd and 5 coming up at the 16-yard line. The other thing to keep in mind is this drive is eating up clock. Down to 5 minutes remaining in this first half. 14-7 Free State leads. But the Cougars are threatening near the red zone. Here goes Woodruff on a quarterback sweep, running to the right on the near sideline, dragging 2 Firebirds. He's finally out of bounds inside the 15 at the 11. And this will be, again, very close to a first down. They needed the 11 for the first down, so it'll depend on the spot. And they are going to give it to the first down to him this time at the 11-yard line. So it is 1st and 10 for Shawnee Mission Northwest at the 11-yard line. So they can get a first down at the 1. 14-7 Free State leads, but this has been a bit of a demoralizing drive for the Firebirds. They need to plant their feet in the ground right here in the red zone. 4:45 remaining in the first half. The clock stopped after Woodruff was knocked out of bounds. 1st and 10 at the 11. Here goes Tyler trying to maneuver his way through the defense, and this time the Firebirds do an excellent job, and they stack him up for just a short gain, give him 2 yards down to the 9. Keo Ford was in there for the Firebirds. 2nd and 8 at the 9-yard line.
Well, that's what you have to have. You got to get your down linemen off their blocks, make contact, let the linebackers come up, get 2, 3, 4 tacklers to the football.
2nd and 8 at the 9-yard line. This time everyone is in tight for Shawnee Mission Northwest. No receivers, 3 tight ends, 2 H-backs. There's a man in motion. It's Tyler again, and again he gets stacked up. Brittingham was there. I think it was Otis who got there first for the Firebirds in the middle of that scrum, and no gain, virtually no gain on the play. Tyler was able to pick up, I think, about a yard or two where they got this spotted at about the 7-yard line. 3rd down and 6 coming up. 3:40 remaining. Shawnee Mission Northwest got this football with 11 minutes remaining in this first half. This drive has eaten up 7.5 minutes of clock and counting, but it's 3rd and 6 at the Free State 7-yard line. Can the Firebirds stand tall here?
So again, we're looking at 2 downs to make these 6 yards.
Almost certainly. I don't. In a playoff game,
Yeah.
Can you really kick a field goal? I don't think so.
No, I think you need touchdowns to win this game.
3rd and 6. It's a jet sweep running to the right with Tyler. Gobbled up and thrown back.
Nice.
Keo Ford makes a big tackle in the backfield
There you go.
for a huge loss. Back to the 10-yard line.
Keo Ford coming up big on the last 2 plays here for Free State.
A loss of 4 yards, and with the big loss, sure enough, Shawnee Mission Northwest, they are sending their field goal unit on the field on 4th and 9 from the 10-yard line.
Well, that would be the X factor. Negative yards on that 3rd down call, right?
Williams is the kicker for the Cougars. He lines up at the near hash. This is a 30-yard attempt, and the kick is good. It was a 26-yard attempt, and the kick is good. 14-10.
Well, he's got a leg. You can see that on the kickoffs.
Yeah.
Because every kickoff has been deep.
Yeah.
So, tackle for loss. So, instead of
Instead of
potential
potentially
touchdown,
a 4th down or a touchdown, you're right.
they kick a field goal. And
So Keo Ford makes that play.
And is that the only second? Is that only the second tackle for loss that we've seen tonight for Free State?
Yep, and the other one basically directly resulted in a field goal, or directly resulted in a punt, actually, as well. Yeah.
So, not to berate the point, but you got to get Northwest behind the chains.
14-10, Free State leads. 14-10, Free State leads at 2:25 remaining in this first half. That drive took over 8 minutes off the clock from Shawnee Mission Northwest. And that's what's so frustrating for the Cougars is that you just had an 8-minute drive and you result in a field goal?
Yeah.
That's got to be frustrating.
And you're still down, and you're facing a team that can score from anywhere on the field.
Jack Williams will send this ball away from left to right. And as you highlighted, he's got a pretty strong leg. He made the field goal with ease. He sends this kick away, and Harrison's got it at his own 3-yard line. Out to the 10 on the far side, at the 15, at the 20, to the 25, to the 30 on the far sideline, and he's tackled from behind near the 35-yard line. A strong return from Michael Harrison, and Free State will have good field position. Something else to keep in mind, though, the Firebirds have just 1 timeout remaining.
Right.
With 2:18 left on the clock in the first half.
Yep, they do. But they've got playmakers, as you and I both know. So 2:18, I think I'm going to say there's a lot of time there. Plenty enough time for Free State to score.
14-10, the Firebirds lead. And Shawnee Mission Northwest, they will get the ball first to start the second half. So if you're the Firebirds, you'd love to give yourself a cushion here going into halftime with a touchdown to end this first half.
Got to play mistake-free. No penalties here.
Trips to the left. They start fairly conservative with a run play. It's straight ahead to Brittingham, and he tunnels forward near the 40.
Nicely done.
Gain of about 4 yards on the run.
Yep.
As Brittingham just ran straight ahead, directly behind his blockers. They spot the ball at the 39-yard line. It's a 4-yard run.
Free State going a little bit of tempo here.
Clock just ticked under 2 minutes remaining in the half. 1 timeout in the back pocket of the Firebirds. 3 receivers, 2 to the left. Here goes Finn Moore. It's a straight quarterback sweep running to his left. He gets stacked up, but he's able to spin off of a defender. Now they try to push him backwards. Everybody swarms into a scrum. They finally blow the whistle. Depend on the forward progress.
Should have good forward progress there.
Looks like they've got it marked to the 42-yard line. The problem is that play ate up a lot of time. Down to 90 seconds remaining in this first half. It's 3rd down at the 42-yard line. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Firebirds. 1:20 remaining in the half. Only 1 timeout left for Free State. 3rd and 3 at the 42-yard line. They've got trips to the right out of the shotgun. Brittingham is in the right hip pocket of Finn Moore. They show blitz to the Cougars. Moore keeps it on a power read. He's got the first down at the 45. There he goes. Jukes a defender across midfield, and he's thrown down from behind. The ball came out. I believe he was down.
Yeah,
yes, the official was on it immediately.
Yeah.
He's down at the Shawnee Mission Northwest 35-yard line.
Boy, he looked like he was pinned up, but just a little move. Cuts it back against the grain.
A nice juke to the right.
Yep.
A big run for Finn Moore down to the 35-yard line, 22 yards. The clock is running again, 55 seconds left in the half. The Firebirds have no time to waste. They're looking towards the sideline for the call. They've got trips in a diamond formation to the right. Finn Moore looks that way, pump fake. He wants to go up top, steps into the pocket, wants to throw deep down the field on a post route, and it's intercepted in the back of the end zone. There's a pass, there's a penalty down, and you may have called it pass interference. The intended receiver was Elijah Beckham on a deep post route. And he was intercepted by, I think Brandon Brown got the interception.
If I saw that correctly.
He was kind of on the back of Beckham.
He went through the receiver to make that play.
The home crowd here at the Shawnee Mission North District Stadium does not like the call. There's 38 seconds left in the half. And this penalty will move the ball all the way to the 20-yard line. 37 seconds left. Now this clock is going to start running, I think, on the official's whistle. So Free State is running to the line of scrimmage.
And
now we got whistles and a timeout taken by Shawnee Mission Northwest. So the Cougars wanted to make sure they were ready. 14-10 Free State leads, 37 seconds left into this first half. So Free State takes a shot on a post route, 5 yards deep in the end zone on the throw from Finn Moore, intended for Beckham. It was intercepted, but a pass interference call against the Cougars has given the Firebirds an extra chance here with 38 seconds left. And again, only one timeout for Free State here. So Kevin Stewart has got to be aware, and so do his players on the field aware. Just the one timeout remaining with 37 seconds left. The ball is spotted at the near hash on the left side.
Well, in terms of timeouts, he got a little bit of help there with Northwest calling a timeout. So he had a chance to get the offense over there, talk through the next couple of plays, and they're at a spot on the field at the 20 where one timeout should do it for him.
Trips to the right. Man in motion, it's Brittingham. Finn Moore wants to go up top. He's looking on a deep corner route. Oh, he overthrew his intended receiver. Ethan Prescott was on a deep corner, sprinting towards the far back pylon. And Finn Moore, he was under pressure as he threw it, but he just overthrew Prescott by a hair. Prescott couldn't quite stretch his arms far enough to make that catch.
Yeah, that looked good for the longest time, but yes, the pressure, I think, disrupted Moore's timing just a little bit.
14-10 Free State leads, but they're looking to end this half with a touchdown to extend their lead. They're at the 20-yard line of Shawnee Mission Northwest, 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass from Finn Moore. 32 seconds left, but the Firebirds have just one timeout remaining. Ball in the near hash, 3 receivers. It's Brittingham to the right of Finn Moore. Play action. Finn Moore looking, steps into the pocket, now sprinting to his right. He's hit from behind, and he falls forward to about the 18-yard line. The clock is running, and a timeout called by Free State. Kevin Stewart calls his final timeout of the half with 24 seconds remaining after Finn Moore stepped him in the pocket, tried to take off and run. He got hit from behind. He really did a nice job just to hang on to the football. And it's 3rd and 9 for Free State at the Shawnee Mission Northwest 19-yard line.
Now, Free State has had success passing the football, but this is not where they're good, where they have to pass on every play.
Yeah.
And so this is not the strength of their offense.
24 seconds remaining.
They're better when they can pass selectively.
Yeah, definitely.
They can kind of pick and choose their spots and when to take shots and when not to, or when they're in some kind of rhythm with their offense. The tunnel screens, run the ball, throw a tunnel screen to the other side, that sort of thing. But now it's got to call the play, line up, snap the ball. You know you're going to pass because you got to find a way to stop the clock if necessary.
Well, it's something else to consider. It's 3rd and 9, so if you get tackled inbounds short of the first down, you got to line up and run another play.
Yeah.
You can't spike it. It'll be 4th down if you don't get the first down. So 3rd and 9, ball in the middle of the field. 4 receivers, twins to each side. Finmore looking to his left, slings it incomplete.
Boy. Way overthrown.
Yeah, he was looking towards the end zone for Elijah Beckham, and it wasn't close. And now Free State will run their field goal unit onto the field. Micah Jones will be on to kick this field goal for Free State. And correct me if I'm wrong, Craig, I do not believe Micah Jones has attempted a field goal this season.
I cannot think of one. And this one is going to be...
It's a 36-yarder.
36 yards.
It's dead straight, square in the middle of the field. There's no breeze tonight, so it's the perfect evening for it. 36-yard field goal with 21 seconds left in the half. Jones's kick is on the way, and he got it there. It's good. Micah Jones with a 36-yard field goal extends Free State's lead.
Well done, young man.
Free State got down to the 20-yard line by virtue of a pass interference against Shawnee Mission Northwest. They stalled there, but then a field goal from Micah Jones, his first of the season as far as we're aware, is good, and it's 17-10. Free State leads with 17 seconds remaining in the first half.
Boy, that corner route to Prescott, that looks so good. And really not the kind of route that we've seen Free State when they do pass. We don't see that that pass play very often.
No, you're right. And certainly not to Prescott.
Right.
No, Prescott more often than not is your lead blocker on those types of plays.
Okay. All right, so we're back to a touchdown lead.
Yep, 17-10.
So it was a successful drive. You and I both would have preferred a touchdown, but they got it back to 7.
Well, and unfortunately, you don't get a half a pancake free for a field goal. You don't get anything, so it only counts for touchdowns. So Free State with 17 seconds left will kick this ball off from right to left. And it's Ricky Romero who's going to be handling the kickoff duties. Romero and Jones have been alternating back and forth in the course of the season on kickoff duties. Romero, not quite as strong as a leg, but he can probably pinpoint a little bit better on a kickoff, so expect something shorter here. And sure enough, it's just sort of a short squib fielded at the 38-yard line by Shawnee Mission Northwest, upended quickly at about the 42. So with 14 seconds left, the Cougars have 2 timeouts. We just saw Jack Williams. We know what kind of leg he has.
Yeah.
If you're the Cougars, do you dare try to call something to get yourself in position for a long field goal here?
I don't really see what you have to lose by doing that.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I'm a little surprised that kickoff. I mean, I'm not surprised that it was short, but I'm surprised it went in the air.
Yeah.
I would have thought that was going to go along the ground. They'd have a little trouble, picking it up, that sort of thing. Chew up a little more clock with that kind of a kick, but boy. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
14 seconds left, 2 timeouts. If you're the Cougars, do you consider? They would need at least 25 yards minimum, I would think.
Well, keep in mind Woodruff's arm.
He wants to throw. He's rolling to his right towards the near sideline. Slings it incomplete. As his receiver dove for it, it was Brown who was the intended target. That takes it down to 9 seconds. And I think now, because you didn't get anything on that first play, probably you go to half, I would think.
I would think so.
9 seconds left.
But I'm not a football coach. I only talk about it. So.
And I'm not a radio broadcaster. I just play one on TV.
On TV, right.
2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. 9 seconds. They have 2 timeouts, so the entire field is available to them. They could easily do something quick over the middle or something, try to get some yardage. 2 receivers, 2 H-backs, man in motion on the line of scrimmage. Woodruff wants to throw again, steps him in the pocket, stepping right. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, boy. And it's incomplete. Braden Wilmus affected that pass. Now you're down to 3.5 seconds. And they still have 2 timeouts, but this seems to have certainly fizzled out, I would say.
Yeah, just take your shot.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
I mean, Woodruff, he's got an arm.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't get to the end zone, obviously, but he can get it pretty far.
Yeah, take your shot. Hit a receiver deep. See if maybe.
Well, the question is, do you think they even have Hail Mary in their playbook?
I would be stunned if they don't have some kind of a play for this situation.
Okay. Same formation, 2 H-backs, and they do just run it with Demetric Tyler. He's at the 50s, across midfield at the 45, jukes a defender. He's sprinting down the far sideline. This will end the half. They just need to tackle him, and they do, inside the 30 down to the 25. So if nothing else, Demetric Tyler pads his stats a little bit before the end of the half. 17-10, Free State leads after one half of football here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. The Firebirds jumped out to a 14-0 lead. The Shawnee Mission Northwest battled back with a touchdown and then a long drive that ended in a field goal. And here we stand at 17-10 after Free State got a field goal as well to end the half. The Firebirds up by a touchdown. Shawnee Mission Northwest will get the ball first to start the second half. Craig, what were your big takeaways from that first half?
Well, Northwest obviously came to play, and I think, and to me, the defense has got to step up. I mean, they have just got to be able to win that line of scrimmage, put Northwest in longer down and distance to kind of get a grip on this game.
By the way, we have a very special guest that's going to be joining us for your halftime interview.
We do. Nolan Henderson is here
Okay.
again. And
are you ready?
Because I'm happy to call on him, and he is more than happy to say yes.
All right, well, then let's get him on here.
Yeah,
We've got Nolan Henderson who's going to be joining Craig for our halftime interview. Free State leads 17-10. And here is Craig with special guest Nolan Henderson.
I'm low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, well, I knew you came on the road to the game, so I thought there was a pretty good chance that you'd be able to do this. Hey, so I was thinking about this week, and then Nick and I talked about it on the way over here. We know that Free State they're a running football team. Mm-hmm. Okay, they got two guys with over 1,000 yards, and they've accumulated. And between the two of them, Moore and Brittingham, they've accumulated, I want to say 27 touchdowns between the two of them, something to that effect. And so we know that's where they make their living. But we've seen them early in the season where they went to deep vertical routes with success, either down the seam or long routes down the sideline. Okay, and Finn's got that arm. He can go deep vertically. And then we've seen other games where they've just gone in that bunch formation, run heavy, passed the ball twice in one game, I think. And then the last two games we've seen them with trips formations, and they're very happy to throw the bubble screen or that sort of thing. So I don't want to say that Kevin's offense is complex because they run the ball a ton, but the variety of game plans that they have come in has been impressive to me. Can you comment on that a little bit?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking the same thing tonight when I'm down there watching, and I kind of knew they'd have to do something different this week, knowing that if they put 7-8 guys in the box and stop them, what else do they do? And it was clear those weeks where they were one heavier. I think the game they passed twice was Olathe North, or I'm not for sure which one, but they get stopped and then they can't figure it out. So I assume they practice a lot more pass, just getting them out those bubble screens. That keeps them honest. That keeps the box wide open. You can't put 7 guys in there because then you've got at least 1 or 2 wide open receivers. So that makes a big difference. I think one thing you can't see up here that you can down on the field is Free State's a lot bigger in the interiors on both sides of the line. And when the fourth quarter starts, that's really going to make a difference. Unless they're very, very deep. I don't know if they are. I know Free State is not deep right now. We're banged up with injuries. I think one thing that's keeping them from throwing the deep ball right now, I know they've tried a couple times. The interior offensive linemen are pretty banged up. There's a guy that's only started. This is his second game. And that's made a big difference because, Finn can't plant his feet, look downfield, and launch it. So.
Yeah, we saw that a couple of times where they ran that corner route to Prescott into the end zone, and I think Finn's timing was thrown off just enough because from up here, that ball looked good.
It did. It did. Looked good down there, too.
Yeah. And so you're saying with some of the injuries in the offensive line, pass protection is not what we –
Right. You're just not used to it. You've got half a second makes a difference when you're planting your feet and releasing the ball. But, I mean, I feel like their game plan is they did exactly what they wanted to do. Clearly those first two drives were, if they weren't scripted, they knew exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah.
They stopped them on defense, took that big 14-point lead, and that makes a huge difference on a team that Northwest is good. The kid's got an arm, but they're not going to beat him with one person, and that's clearly putting Braden Wilmus on his right side, his throwing arm side, just stretching him out. There's nothing he can do. He puts his hands up, and the kid can't see down the field, which is
right.
It's small genius, but I mean, literally, they're just taking one half of the field away from him.
On that topic of Wilmus playing defense, now maybe we weren't very observant, but we've seen that the last handful of games. So how's he doing with that?
Well, there's kids that play football, and there's football players, and he's definitely a football player, right?
Okay.
So, obviously he's a All-American caliber offensive lineman. But when you got a kid that's 6'8", 300 pounds, that's athletic, he's good on his feet. You call his basketball games.
Yeah.
There's nothing anybody can do about it. He's just that much more talented and that much more gifted than the kid across from him.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that God-given natural genetics. There's good for him.
Well, he's impressive. No question. He's very impressive. Right. So, the quarterback for Northwest, he can throw it, and he's been running the ball real well. So, defensively, I mean, do we adjust a little bit more and put all of our attention on him, or because a couple of the other kids can run the ball pretty well too?
Yeah, and I saw that. I think it just depends on their read option. Hasn't been doing well. His best running plays is when it's quarterback run, it's called, and he makes the decision. He gets downfield. I think Free State's doing a good job taking away the read option. That's the only option they're saying. Okay, if he gets past the first level, we've got 4 or 5 guys that are going to gang tackle him. And you've seen when they've missed those gang tackles, he's gotten extra yards on those plays. But I do think that things are going to they're going to blitz less. They're going to do a lot less of trying to catch them off guard, and they're going to stay at home and make tackles, gang tackle, and they're up by 7. They get the ball. If they can stop them on their first drive, they can breathe a little bit, because all those games that Free State has been playing, the teams have made a big push after halftime.
Right.
And I think that's one thing they know in their head. Hey, we're not going to let that happen this week.
Well, I agree with you, and we talked about that too, about the bubble screens or the tunnel screens. Get that defense running sideline to sideline and take some of those secondary players out of run support. I have been saying all season long that I would love to see Brittingham get the ball on the pass more, out in space, let him make a move and use his speed.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly the fastest kid out there. I'm sure some other kids would argue that, but I've got eyes and I watch the game, so he's the fastest kid on the team. And he's so big. That's one thing that he's different than some of the running backs we've had in the past. He's a big, bruising kid. And, we forget he played wide receiver last year as a sophomore. I don't know. Maybe they've got some stuff. Maybe if they got 5 wide. I haven't seen that. I did not get privy to that information before the game today. But I think Free State's very comfortable with where they're at. They have played in tight games. I'm not for sure if Northwest has. I didn't do too much reviewing of what Northwest was doing this week. But I just know that the Free State players are motivated. They're playing together. Just the way they're talking and communicating on the sidelines, coaches. And what I've noticed the most, and I think's probably helped Coach Stewart out a lot, him and Coach Lisher have been side by side almost the entire time. So it's like Kevin's the head coach, obviously, but he's got a guy with almost 150 wins that's been a head coach a long time
Right,
himself,
right.
just to bounce stuff off of. And you can tell the way Coach Stewart's running around in with the guys, being a rah-rah coach, but also saying, hey, we got to get this stuff done, holding kids accountable. It's been pretty cool to watch those two.
Nick asked me pregame, he said, what do you expect? And I said, I have no idea. I said, I didn't expect Free State to falter like they did against Olathe North.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Lawrence High to dominate the game from the first play, and I didn't expect Free State to score 61 last week.
Yep.
So I'm clueless.
Right, the identity, we don't know what the identity is right now. 61 points off of 7 touchdowns from a running back.
My goodness.
I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Matt and Birmingham, but, if you took the long list of running backs that Free State's had since the school opened, you're not talking about him until last week, and now we're going to be talking about him all the time.
Right.
So, the run-heavy offense is they're going to have to run it a ton this next half, and that's really what they want to do. If they can keep the 7-point cushion and then maybe get 14 or even 10, they can relax a little bit. And I think maybe that's what they want to have a solid win going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It's been a while since they've had that happen. It's been, I think, over a month, to be honest with you.
Right.
And they need it. They need to know that they can just beat a team because they're better.
Right.
And so far, that's what's going on.
That's what's going on. You mentioned him playing receiver last year, and we have been saying every game that he just looks better and better at running back. He's just kind of grown into it and has just become a better running back each and every week of the season.
Yeah, it's been quite impressive. I can't remember which game it was. It was an away game, and I think it was Olathe North, the first before the rain.
Yeah.
And he was just shedding defensive linemen off him left and right. Mm-hmm. He's a tough kid. He's a strong kid. And I know he takes care of his body and his nutrition's good. He works hard. And that's obvious because he's the kind of running back where if you can't stop him quarters 1 through 3, he's going to kill you in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's been the pattern for, you're a college football fan, I'm a college football fan. That's been the pattern of a lot of very successful college football programs. Run it, grind them up on the offensive line, and then win it in the fourth just because you worn people down.
Yeah, and I do think the size difference is going to make a big, big difference in the second half. I mean, just that. The line from side to side is just so much bigger. And at some point, you just physically can't handle it.
Well, that's what we will look for then.
That's what we hope,
That's
right?
what we'll look for.
And then, Lord willing, we're successful today. We get to play at home next week.
Oh, good.
I think we get to play at home next week. But we beat them. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I sometimes don't know how the state figures it out. I mean, seriously, sometimes you think, okay, it's going to go this way. And, then you look at the bracket, you look at the state website. Oh, no, totally opposite of what I thought.
Right,
so
I might have to just eat crow. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's just worry about winning this one first.
Right.
And then
That's right.
wherever we play is wherever we play next week.
Exactly.
How have you been, man?
Doing good, man. Fresh off of a Toy Bowl championship
Oh,
last
my
couple
goodness.
weeks. And, talking to my wife, I'm hoping to come back and be on the sidelines for the Firebirds next year. That's my goal.
Okay.
So I've missed it. I've really missed it a lot more than I could have ever imagined this year.
Let me get this straight. Was this your first year coaching youth football?
Second year.
Second year. 2 years, and you've already got a Toy Bowl championship.
Yeah, we were runner-up last year. We had to win this year.
Wow. Holy cow. I'm sitting next to greatness here, folks.
Oh, no.
Right beside greatness.
I'm just good with kids. That's all. But it was a lot of fun watching Grit and all his friends. And the way they won it, came back, 45 seconds left, down 1, came back and won the game. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Thanks for joining us once again.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, but the bad news is if indeed you are on the sideline next year, we won't be able to do this.
Maybe Coach will let me run up here. I don't know. I can do it. We get a remote or something like that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be
fun.
cool if I could talk to you on the sideline during the game.
We can grab something. We got to get KLW in on that, right?
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Always.
Take care now. That is Nolan Henderson who has been a teacher at Free State, a coach at Free State, remains close to the program, and I'm so pleased that he's willing to share his insights to Free State football here at halftime of some of our games this season.
Well, Craig, you always knock it out of the park with those interviews. Great job.
Well,
I would say the common denominator of the interviews is you. So that means that you're the one that makes the interviews great.
I happen to pick people who like to talk, so that helps a lot.
Well, it's 17-10. Free State leads over Shawnee Mission Northwest at halftime here at the Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. By the way, they will face the winner of Gardner Edgerton and Olathe North, and I believe, Nolan, that it's only seeding is the only thing that matters. So if Gardner Edgerton beats Olathe North, it would be at Gardner Edgerton. Now, if Olathe North wins, then Free State would host, I believe. Yes, because Olathe North is a lower seed, I believe. So that's something to keep an eye on. But, of course, Free State needs to just focus on the team in front of them, which is Shawnee Mission Northwest, and take care of business in the second half. The Firebirds up 17-10 at halftime. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and have the second half action coming up next. You're listening to Free State Football on our KLWN stream.
At Sigler Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy strives to make your experience as smooth and simple as possible. Sigler has a wide range of high-quality products and services to meet all your healthcare needs. Ask questions, find the right medical supplies, pick up an over-the-counter product, and of course, fill your prescriptions. Sigler has you covered. Call, click, or stop by any of Sigler's convenient locations to see how Sigler can take care of you. SiglerPharmacy.com. SiglerPharmacy.com.
Friday nights in Lawrence mean one thing, game time. And when it comes to keeping your ride game day ready, there's only one name you trust, Westridge Auto Wash and Lube, right off of 6th and Castle. Locally owned by Don Greenfield, a proud supporter of high school sports in Lawrence since 2005. Fast, reliable, trained technicians, and a heart that beats for this town. Don's wife teaches in the district. His kids graduated here. This isn't just a business, it's community. So before you hit the road to cheer on your home team, swing by Westridge Auto Wash and Lube, where Lawrence rolls clean and proud.
The temperatures are dropping, fall is here, time to check out your heating system. I am Jeremy Conway, owner of Cloud Heating and Air Conditioning. Furnace maintenance means we check your heat exchanger to prevent deadly carbon monoxide poisoning, check the burners, motors, and change the filter. That means clean air in your home. Ask us about our discounts and financing for new systems. 55 years, 24-hour service. When you need us, we're there. Cloud Heating and Air Conditioning, 785-842-2258, cloudhvac.com.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game. So I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Kansas at highschoolofficials.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. I'm Nick Springer alongside Craig Hershiser. Second half action about to get underway between the Free State Firebirds and the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars. Once again, the winner of this game will advance in the State 6A playoffs to the next round, where they will face the winner of Gardner Edgerton and Olathe North. The loser of this game, their season will come to a close. So a lot on the line here tonight for both these squads. In the first half, Free State got out to an impressive start to this game. The Firebirds jumped out to a 14-0 lead thanks to a Finmore 1-yard touchdown run and then a 72-yard pass from Finmore to Madden Brittingham. Brittingham did most of the heavy lifting on that play on a long run down the far sideline to put the Firebirds up 14-0. But Shawnee Mission Northwest would respond. Trey Woodruff had a 6-yard touchdown run to make it 14-7. And then the Cougars got the ball back early in the second quarter and went on an over 8-minute drive that resulted in a field goal with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first half. The Firebirds responded late in the half by getting down into field goal range of their own. They missed a couple shots to the end zone, and then Micah Jones kicked a 36-yard field goal to make it 17-10 Firebirds as we get ready to start the second half of this game. Shawnee Mission Northwest in all black uniforms, black jerseys, black pants, orange lettering, orange numbering on the jerseys, black helmets with the Cougar logo on them. Free State in all white uniforms, white jerseys with white pants, silver lettering, silver numbering on the jerseys. To begin the second half, Shawnee Mission Northwest will receive the opening kickoff. 17-10, Free State leads in the second round of the 6A state playoffs. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on KLWN.com. We are here because of the KU basketball broadcasts, Kansas and North Carolina. That game, by the way, concluded Kansas unfortunately losing against North Carolina in Chapel Hill, 87-74. And here we are for our streaming-only broadcast tonight of Lawrence Free State and Shawnee Mission Northwest. Micah Jones has the ball teed up. He'll kick it off from right to left, and he sends it away. It's a low line drive kick, fielded off one hop of the 9-yard line by the Cougars. Across the 20 to the 25, he's hit once, hit twice, and finally driven backwards into the turf near the 27-yard line is where they will spot this football on the opening kickoff of the second half. In the third quarter, Shawnee Mission Northwest will move from left to right down the field on a brisk night, a brisk fall evening here at Shawnee Mission North District High School. Temperatures dipping into the low 50s. It was the high today was near 70, but as the sun has set and a near full moon has come out, the temperatures have dropped a little bit. And on the opening play of this drive for Shawnee Mission Northwest, they start with the ball on the far hash at their own 27-yard line. Woodruff keeps it on a quarterback run, and he's got a big hole across the 35 at the 40, across midfield, sprinting deep into Free State territory. He sheds a tackler. It's a foot race to the far pylon. Nobody's going to catch him on one play. Shawnee Mission Northwest gets a touchdown. A 73-yard run by Trey Woodruff, and the Cougars are an extra point away from tying this game.
Well, that changes the complexion of the game.
Wow.
Man, that is
a big-time run from Trey Woodruff. And the Cougars, with an extra point, will have this game tied off of one play to start this second half. Williams is on to kick, and he knocks it through. We're tied at 17 apiece. 73-yard TD run by Trey Woodruff. He ran right behind the right guard, got into the secondary, shed a tackle, and he was gone. 73 yards, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, this game is tied at 17 apiece.
Couldn't have started any better for Northwest, nor any worse for Free State. One play, tie game.
Well, you know, Craig, I was going to crack a joke about me mentioning the moon, and you normally would have some sort of moon, related fact to tell me, but now with the touchdown, I don't know. It seems like we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, probably not. It's kind of a blue moon right now.
Yeah, 17-17 off of one play. And Jack Williams will tee up the football to kick it off to the Firebirds from left to right. 19 seconds into this second half, and the Cougars have tied the game. Williams to send this ball away for Shawnee Mission Northwest from left to right. It's a high end-over-end kick into the black evening sky, fielded by Harrison at the 10-yard line for the Firebirds. Running to his right towards the far sideline, he is hit hard and driven into the turf at the 19-yard line. Just a 9-yard return, and the Firebirds will take over in a tie game at their own 19-yard line. 17-17, and this offense didn't expect to immediately get the ball here to start this second half, but here they are in a tie game after a one-play, 73-yard TD run from Trey Woodruff, the quarterback for Shawnee Mission Northwest. And as you mentioned, Craig, that has completely changed the outlook on this football game. It's now tied. And they hand it off to Brittingham, running towards the near side. He gets stacked up and driven back by 3, 4, 5 black jerseys. Nowhere to go for Brittingham on an option play, running towards the near sideline. He was swallowed up for a big loss back to the 16-yard line. 2nd and 13 coming up.
Well, we talked about the line of scrimmage and winning the line of scrimmage. Northwest didn't win it. They dominated the line of scrimmage on that play. There were 3 or 4 black and orange jerseys in the backfield for Northwest. Brittingham had nowhere to go.
Daquan Smith made the tackle. It's a loss of 3 yards, 2nd and 13. two receivers to each side. Here's an orbit motion from Elijah Beckham, but they hand it off running straight ahead with Brittingham. This time he breaks a tackle and gets most of the yards back and then some across the 25. He's near a first down at the 27-yard line. An 11-yard run from Brittingham to the 27. Actually give him the 28. Give him 12 yards on the run on 2nd and 13, and now it's 3rd and 1 at the 28-yard line. Ball spotted on the near hash. Pistol look. Now Brittingham shifts into the shotgun to the left of Finn Moore. Straight quarterback run, straight ahead. Finn Moore's got the first down as he bursts across the 30 near the 35, across the 35 to the 36. It's a first down and more for the Firebirds.
So they have run 3 straight plays to the left side of the line. That's where Wilmus is. Now the first play, they run something wide. Again, they're trying to stretch that defense, make them run sideline to sideline. Didn't work, okay? Northwest had it covered. The last 2 they've gone up behind the tackle, and they've run 2 running plays. Then they needed 13 yards to get the first down, and they got it.
Well, Free State, as you said, did overcome that big loss on first down. It's 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line, but now whistles and a false start will go against the Firebirds. The left side of that offensive line tried to get a head start. The false start goes against Sammy Sangchan, and that'll back up Free State. So the Firebirds shooting themselves in the foot back to the 31-yard line. It's 1st and 15.
Well, you can overcome negative yardage on first downs only so often. The Free State did on their last series of downs. Well, let's see if they can do it again here as they got to operate at 1st and 15 right now.
9.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter of a tie game, 17-17. Now more flags fly. And it's another false start. The Free State offense is looking to the official in confusion.
What in the world?
Yeah, everybody was confused. I'm not quite sure who they got for the movement there. The Free State offense is also seemingly trying to figure out where the penalty was, but they back them up 5 more, and now they're at their own 26, and it's 1st and 20.
Well, did they line up offsides?
Yeah, the official on the near side signaled false start, it looked like. Trips to the right. Here is a handoff to Brittingham. Bounces to the outside. He had to run backwards to his 20. Now he tries to cut upfield, and he is tackled as he crossed the 30. A decent gain by Brittingham gets some of the yardage back out to the 32-yard line. It's a 6-yard run.
Well, again, they run something to the wide side of the field, and they're trying to utilize Brittingham's speed. And a healthy gain, actually, but at 1st and 20, picking up 6 is nice, but not what you really.
2nd and 14. They need the 46 for a first down. They're throwing 32 on the far hash. 3 receivers. It's a reverse. Brittingham hands it to Beckham. He's got some green grass in front of him at the 35. Spins away from a defender. Tries to stretch the football out to get every yard he can as he crossed the 40 to the 41. It will bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Firebirds at the 41-yard line. So they run a little reverse play, and they get some decent yards. You're shaking your head after that play. What did you not like there?
Well, I like the play. I think it caught Northwest off guard. I'm not loving the spin move.
Okay.
Drop a shoulder, take it into him, get some extra yards.
8:20 remaining in this third quarter. It's 3rd and 5. Waist-high snap for Finn Moore. Straight quarterback run to the left. He's looking for the first down, and he's got it. And he's into Shawnee Mission West territory as he powers to the 45-yard line. A big-time run by Finn Moore, just running a straight quarterback power off left guard. You highlighted it. They are running off the left side behind Sangchan and Braden Wilmus, the elder Wilmus, and it's paying off for them right now.
Wilmus the elder. Oh, I like it.
Well, he's got a younger brother on the other side.
I know. I get it.
You can't just say Wilmus.
I get
There's
it
2
completely.
of them.
Wilmus the elder. I love that.
The elder Wilmus. On the left side. Trips to the right this time. Waist-high snap for Finn Moore. Hands it off. This time they run right with Madden Brittingham. And he runs into a mob of defenders to about the 43-yard line. A short gain of only 2 yards.
If they break a big play and score, that would be great. Ideally, what I would love to see, grind it out, keep moving the ball down the field, take a little life out of Northwest, get your score, use up the clock.
7.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. You're absolutely right, Craig. We've seen this Free State offense do just that. We've seen them at several points of the season have these long, drives where they power down the field. Maybe they're doing that here. 2nd and 8, Finn Moore trying to pick his way forward, but this time he goes nowhere. He did a decent job to try to spin off of the tackle and get a few yards, and I think maybe he got 1 yard on the play. They need the Shawnee Mission Northwest 35-yard line for the first down. They're at the 42. 3rd and 7 coming up with the ball shading towards the near hash. Free State moving from right to left down the field, but they face 3rd down and 7 at the 42-yard line. Now you wonder if this might be 4-down territory for the Firebirds. 2 plays to get 7 yards.
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself. Kind of depends on what kind of yardage happens with this play.
Here goes Beckham in motion from left to right. They hand it to Brittingham. He tries to bounce it outside, breaks 1 tackle at the 40, but he's dragged down. A nice tackle there made by Shawnee Mission Northwest. It was Tyler Hook on the tackle at the 38-yard line, and Brittingham got rolled up on, and he is still down.
3 on the play. Brings up 4th and 4.
Tyler Hook from Northwest, the way he kind of tackled Brittingham, he rolled up on his ankle a little bit, it looked like, and Brittingham is still down. And this obviously is very significant for the Firebirds. He's down right in front of the Shawnee Mission Northwest bench on the near side. Kevin Stewart has made the long walk over there to check on his star running back. This could be a devastating loss for Free State. Brittingham down at the 38-yard line, right where the tackle was made. And again, Hook on the tackle kind of just rolled up on him. Brittingham is back on his feet. That's a good sign, but he's going to need some help getting off the field. He's not able to put much weight on that right ankle. Now, hopping with 1 foot across the field, that's not what you want to see. So with 6:23 remaining in this third quarter, Free State star Madden Brittingham being assisted across the field to the Firebird sideline.
Well, he is only occasionally putting that right foot down.
Yeah, it's that right ankle that is giving him a lot of pain, it would look like. It's 4th down and 4 coming up for the Firebirds at the 39-yard line. As Brittingham is finally assisted all the way across the field into the Free State bench. Now the Firebirds have to reset. It's 4th and 4. You just saw your best player hobble off the field, but this is one of the biggest plays of the game here, right now.
Oh, it absolutely is.
17 apiece is the score. 4th and 4 at the 39-yard line. Pistol look, 4 receivers. Finn Moore scanning the Shawnee Mission Northwest defense. The Cougars are showing a blitz from the left side. Harrison is the running back. He goes in motion. They set up a screen pass. It's caught by McDaniel at the 40, and he will get nowhere close to the first down. He's tackled at the line of scrimmage. There's also a flag down, and where the flag flew, I think it's against Free State.
Certainly looks like it.
Maybe for an illegal block.
Like they could have detected a hold or an illegal block.
They were trying to get it to McDaniel on a screen pass on the left side. It is a hold against Free State. This will be declined.
Pivotal moment in this game.
Yeah.
Pivotal moment.
And honestly, the play design there, I liked it. The idea is, okay, with Brittingham out on a 4th and 4, you figure Free State will try to throw the football, and so you figure Northwest will blitz, and they did, and they had a little bit of his tunnel screen set up to the left, but it just got blown up to McDaniel. And Shawnee Mission Northwest takes over in a tie game, 17-17. With 6:01 remaining in this third quarter at their own 39-yard line. Ball in the near hash. Woodruff under center. Keeps it running to the left. He's got a hole. He slips through the first line of defense. He's out across the 45, and it takes 3 or 4 Firebirds to tackle him into Free State territory at the 49-yard line. That's enough for a first down. That will move the chains. A 12-yard run from Woodruff. And Woodruff has just been deftly maneuvering his way through the middle of this Free State defense. oftentimes following his blockers from the fullback position, from the H-back position. He had a 73-yard touchdown run to start this second half. And this Firebird defense, they dug deep in the first half to force a field goal. They need to dig deep again. They've got 5 down linemen. Woodruff keeps it again, running left. He slips a tackle at the 40, still on his feet, in the middle of the field.
Wow.
Finally, he gets jumped on from behind and tackled. Ethan Prescott literally jumped on his back. Now there's a Shawnee Mission Northwest player down behind the play. So another timeout for an injury for Shawnee Mission Northwest. This is one of their offensive linemen who is in a lot of pain. It looks like that might be Keegan Coblin, their right guard, who is down. That stops the clock with 5:16 remaining.
He's still down.
Yeah, looks like he's in a lot of discomfort, unfortunately, for the Cougars. Now, the press box, we are sitting with the home sideline near us, so we're looking towards the Free State sideline. So I'm trying to see if I can spot Birmingham on that far sideline after he limped off the field. Can't quite see if he's over there or not. Meanwhile, the injured Cougar is being tended to near midfield. And it does look like that's Coblin, and he needs to be helped off the field after he might have just gotten rolled up on as well.
Also hopping off with the assist of 2 people on each side of him. No weight on that right leg.
Yep, it's the right ankle leg for Coblin as well, as he is finally helped off the field towards the near sideline.
Boy, Trey Woodruff is hard to tackle, isn't he?
Yeah, he's so slippery.
Wow.
He's very slippery when he's running in. It's really remarkable how comfortable he is running in such tight spaces.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking a very confined with bodies moving all around, and it feels like he's just so comfortable.
Well, there's mayhem all around him, and he just keeps moving forward.
Yep. Now they hand it off to Tyler, the big fullback, for a change of pace, and he gashes the Firebirds for a big run down inside the 20 to the 16. And then you hand it to Demetric Tyler, who is a big, just downhill power runner. And he rumbles all the way to the 16-yard line for a big first down. Shawnee Mission Northwest in the red zone with 4:40 remaining in this third quarter. What is the response of this Firebird defense? Same formation for the Cougars. 1 wide receiver, 2 H-backs. They bring the H-back in motion. This time Woodruff hands it off to Tyler, and he goes nowhere. That play was blown up. Keo Ford again was there. Braden Wilmus, by the way, has been playing almost every down on both sides. He is a senior. He knows how much this means to keep playing for this Free State football team. And he has been out there on offense. He's been out there a lot on defense. Nolan Henderson talked about what he's meant to the defensive line in this game tonight. And he's out there again on the left side. To the right of Woodruff, who comes out in the same formation. H-back in motion on the line of scrimmage. Woodruff on a quarterback sweep running right at the 15. Steps away from a defender at the 10. Jukes another defender at the 5, and he scores. Woodruff, an impressive run again, shucking Firebird defenders, and he scores his 3rd rushing touchdown.
2 cuts against the grain. He avoids tackles. And as you said, very comfortable with tacklers all around him. And so that's an impressive run. He's an impressive player.
Woodruff scores his 3rd rushing touchdown of the evening, a 16-yard run. It's 23-17. The extra point is up, and it is good. 24-17. Shawnee Mission Northwest leads over Lawrence Free State. And boy, this third quarter has taken a turn. 17-10, the Firebirds led at halftime, but then a 73-yard touchdown run on the opening play of the half from Shawnee Mission Northwest with Woodruff, and then a big injury to Madden Brittingham. We'll see if Brittingham comes back on the field to start this next drive for Free State as he left the field. Another touchdown, and now another injury, as this is another player down for Shawnee Mission Northwest. Is down after the extra point attempt at about the 6-yard line.
You know, Nick, I'm sure on the sideline and in the stands, there's kind of this feeling of discouragement because you go from up a touchdown to now down a touchdown, and there's still 3 minutes left in the 3:42 left in the third quarter. But this is my point. There's still 3:42 left in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't get caught up in discouragement. You just got to get out there and go about your work, and take the ball down the field and get another score and get this thing tied up.
Yeah, this is where you hear so many coaches talk about next man up mentality. You know, obviously Brittingham is such a huge piece of this Free State offense, and we'll see if he's back out there. I haven't been able to spot him on that far sideline, but if he's not, it's the next man up, right? You got to keep moving forward in this game. And as you said, it's still just a one-possession game with 3:42 left in the third quarter, so still plenty of time left, still plenty of game left to play. There was another Cougar who is down at about the 6-yard line. We may take a quick break here while they tend to the Shawnee Mission Northwest injured player. We'll pause. 24-17 Shawnee Mission Northwest leads. 3:42 remaining in this third quarter. You're listening to Free State Football.
30 years ago, I worked for my dad detailing Peterbilts. I'm Aaron Rao. That's where it all started. I learned about being honest and treating people right. These are the values we continue at Bobside Auto. After 25 years of matching people to their next car or truck, I know the best business is built on trust. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Honda, new or trust-certified car or service, at Bobside Auto, trust is our tradition. 2851 South Iowa or online at bobsitecdjr.com.
At Lawrence's Prairie Moon Waldorf School, discover the true value of education. Our unique approach nurtures the head, heart, and hands, fostering creativity, critical thinking, and practical skills. By understanding the developmental phases of childhood, we offer a comprehensive curriculum that includes music, dance, theater, and more. These experiences help students develop intellectually, emotionally, and physically, preparing them to confidently pursue their paths. Enroll at the Prairie Moon Waldorf School in Lawrence and invest in a holistic education for your child's future.
As a high school athlete, I suffered injuries that I was told would make it impossible to continue to play. My dad took me to see a chiropractor, and the pain went, the injury healed, and I was back on the field. I'm Dr. Scott Risley, and that experience changed my life. My passion is to help others. That's what we do at Risley Chiropractic, providing the highest quality, compassionate, and gentle chiropractic care. Feel better, play better, live better. Risley Chiropractic, 785-856-6030.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived, and hello to something that lasts.
D&D Tire, 10th in Vermont in downtown Lawrence. dndtires.net.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Shawnee Mission North District's High School. I'm Nick Springer alongside Craig Hershiser. We've got an extended timeout here for an injured player for Shawnee Mission Northwest. Haven't been able to confirm who that is down for the Cougars at the 6-yard line. It came after the extra point attempt by the Cougars to take the lead 24-17 over Lawrence Free State after a 16-yard touchdown run by Trey Woodruff, the quarterback for the Cougars. It's his third rushing touchdown of the evening. Free State jumped out to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter against Shawnee Mission Northwest after a Finmore 1-yard touchdown run and a Madden Brittingham 72-yard touchdown reception from Finmore. It was a throw to the flat that Brittingham did the rest on. But Shawnee Mission Northwest fought back. It was Trey Woodruff with a 6-yard touchdown run to make it 14-7. Then after a long drive by the Cougars, they kicked a field goal to make it 14-10. Free State kicked a field goal of their own to end the first half to make it 17-10. But then this third quarter has just been all Shawnee Mission Northwest at 17-10 on the very first play of the half. Trey Woodruff went 73 yards for a touchdown to make it 17-17. And then Free State, on their last drive, on a third down play, we saw Brittingham go down with what appeared to be some sort of right ankle injury. He had to be helped off the field. Free State went for it on a fourth down. They got stopped. And then Shawnee Mission Northwest took the ball back and went down and just scored a few moments ago off of a 16-yard run by Trey Woodruff. But now we've got this extended timeout for an injured player for Shawnee Mission Northwest who is still down at the 6-yard line. This came after the extra point attempt from Shawnee Mission Northwest. So it's 24-17, 3:42 remaining in this third quarter as we stay in a timeout for this injured player for Shawnee Mission Northwest who is down at the 6-yard line. So the Firebirds trailing by 7, 24-17 on a brisk, cold night, a chilly night, I guess. Not quite cold, chilly night. And it's almost a full moon. And you were telling me during the break, Craig, that what kind of moon is this?
The full moon in November is known as the Beaver Moon.
So it's not quite. I'm looking at it right now. It's not quite full.
Full moon was Wednesday, I believe.
Oh, okay, so we are now waning.
Yes. That is correct.
You like that?
I like that, yeah.
There you go. You have waxing, waning.
October was the harvest moon, also known as the hunter's moon.
So do you actually believe in all that astrology crap or what?
I'm not sure with how you identified it. I'm not sure how to answer that.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I don't think about it too much.
Okay, well, there you go.
This kind of this is just interesting to me. This kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now there are people, fishermen, who believe that the.
By the way, the positive news here for Shawnee Mission Northwest is the player who is down is back on his feet and walking off the field. It looks like it's an arm injury that he suffered. They've got an air cast on his arm, which is not a great sign. The injured player was number 73, Cooper Smith. So we wish him the best as he's helped off the field. He's pumping up the crowd and giving a thumbs up. So he's seemingly in decent spirits as he is helped off.
Well, Cooper Smith, he's number 1 on their depth chart at that tackle position.
Tackle position, yeah.
So
and we already saw their number 1 at the guard position, Keegan Copeland, go off the field on that drive as well.
Yeah.
So we wish Smith a speedy recovery of his injury. He's going straight back to the locker room.
Yeah, he is not coming to the sideline.
Yep,
so
he's heading straight to the locker room. So hopefully it's not anything too significant. But after the extended delay, Shawnee Mission Northwest will kick this ball off from left to right. 24-17, the Cougars trail. And if anything, Craig, that extended break with the injury maybe gave this Free State bench a chance to shake off this third quarter and sort of hit the mental reset button and get back in this game. 24-17, the Cougars lead. Oh, it's a bad kick by Williams.
That is surprise.
It goes out of bounds on the far sideline at the 25-yard line. So Free State will get strong starting field position. Williams looked like he just straight up shanked that one.
I had already turned my attention to the goal line because that's where most of his kickoffs had gone.
Yeah.
But
just a shank, I think.
Yep, that you see those on the golf course.
You see those a lot if you play golf with me.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Same here with me. So I don't know if Brittingham's back on the field or not. He didn't.
We're trying to
he didn't look very good going off.
Trying to identify on that far sideline if we can see him. He's not coming out right now. The running back is not Brittingham, I don't believe. Well, is that him? To the left, it's not Brittingham. It's a quarterback power with Finn Moore at the 35-yard line, and he goes nowhere.
Here's the thing about a player going out of the game due to injury. You don't need one person to do something extra special. You need everybody to do something a little bit better. So hopefully Free State can rally up on that account.
Yeah, in response to the injury, they've gone to their power formation that we've seen with it's Bowers, who's the running back next to Finn Moore. Here they run a reverse to Beckham, and he runs right off right tackle to about the 39-yard line, a gain of 3 yards. 3rd down and 6 coming up, but boy, you can just almost sense that the air has been sucked out of that Free State sideline a little bit with the injury to Brittingham. They need to find something here. 2:40 remaining in this third quarter. 24-17 Free State trails, and it's 3rd down and 6 at their own 39-yard line. They need the 45 for a first down. The ball is spotted on the right hash. They go back to that same power formation with 2 H-backs to the left, and before the snap, flags fly. And the signal is offside against Shawnee Mission Northwest. That would be a significant call.
Wow, that was surprising.
Yes, and it goes against the Cougars. The Cougars jumped off, and boy, that really helps out the Firebirds. Now you're looking at 3rd and 1 from the 39-yard line.
Almost always when you see a flag that early, it's a procedure or illegal motion or illegal formation call against the offense. Boy, we're still in that power run formation.
Power run formation again. Waist high snap. Finn Moore runs off right guard. He's got the first down. Oh, and for a second, it looked like he was going to maybe slither through and keep going, but he's tackled from behind as he crossed midfield into Cougar territory. More than enough for a first down to the Shawnee Mission Northwest 47-yard line. Well, and this is the response, obviously, with Brittingham out. They have just decided to go to this power run formation that we've seen them employ quite a bit over the course of this season. It's Carson Bowers, 44, who becomes sort of the lead power fullback as the blocker for Finn Moore, with 2 H-backs lined up to the left side. And Moore out of the shotgun. Bowers is to his left, and he'll just run right behind Bowers, running that direction. He's got the first down and more across the 40 to about the 36-yard line. Down to the 36. Yep, he's got the first down at the 36-yard line. An 11-yard run. That moves the chains with 1:35 remaining in this third quarter of a game in which Free State finds themselves trailing 24-17.
So I guess everybody would think now that with Matt Brittingham out of the game that it would be a heavy, heavy dose of Finn Moore, which kind of makes sense.
Has been true, yeah.
But here's the thing, you've got to run some other people just to keep that defense off balance.
1:10 remaining in the third quarter. Well, here they go with a little trap reverse to Beckham. He tries to spin away from a tackler, but he gets smothered at about the 34-yard line. A gain of only 2 yards. Beckham, the smaller wide receiver, trying to get the ball to him on a counter, running left. And Northwest was pretty disciplined on that play and made the stop.
Beckham's not going to run through a lot of tackles at 5'9", 150. But if he can get out on the edge and find a crease, he can burn Northwest with his speed.
Under 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 2nd down and 8 to the 34-yard line. Waist high snap here. Finn Moore running straight ahead. Shifts to tackle. He's at the 25 and the 20. Finn Moore sprinting towards the near pylon. Tries to get a little bit of hesitation to a defender. Is he in the end zone?
He's in.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a touchdown. A 34-yard run from Finn Moore, and he scores. Oh, he hit him with a little hesitation at about the 10-yard line and beat him to the near pylon. It's 24-23.
Boy, he's in the end zone just at the pylon. And, again, going off left tackle and gets that linebacker level, and then he turns on his speed and outruns the secondaries. The thing is about that tight run formation,
there's nobody
Everybody's
beyond, yeah.
Everybody's in the box trying to stop the run.
Micah Jones on for the extra point to tie this game. The kick is good. 24-24.
There's your answer.
A 34-yard touchdown run from Finn Moore ties this game at 24 apiece. Wow. And that drive was all Finn Moore. They got it to Beckham a couple times, but in the absence of Madden Brittingham, everything was Finn Moore, and we're tied at 24 apiece. 2:17 remaining in this third quarter, and the Firebirds have a big answer on that drive.
Well, I know this is stating the obvious, but that was a critical set of downs and a critical score for Free State. And, and credit to them for rallying up and getting it done. A little bit of help with the offsides penalty, turning a 3rd and 6 into a 3rd and 1. But still after that, the strategy of going to that tight run bunch formation, bring all the defense in to stack the box. If you can just find a crease at the line of scrimmage, you got a chance for a big gain.
Ricky Romero is on to send this ball away from the 40-yard line for Free State from right to left. 2:17 remaining in the third quarter of a game that is tied at 24 once again. This ball is sent away. They tried a little quick onside, but it's recovered by Shawnee Mission Northwest at the 49-yard line on the right hash. So they tried to catch him off guard a little bit with a sort of a short onside / squib kick. And Shawnee Mission Northwest will get this ball at midfield.
At the 50. I think the idea to catch him off guard is a good one. And, kind of take a chance, maybe you recover it. But
it didn't seem like Free State was intending for that to be sort of an onside attempt. I think they were expecting that kick to go a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
They didn't really chase after it as if it was a planned onside. So 1st and 10 from midfield, and Northwest keeps it on the ground for a 4-yard run to the 46 of Free State. Madden Brittingham is standing on the far sideline with his leg kind of propped out a little bit. He's got his helmet off, his hands on his shoulder pads. I believe that's him towards the end of the Free State bench. And he doesn't look like he's in a position to return to this game anytime soon on that far sideline. That was the last play of the third quarter, by the way. The third quarter comes to a close. 24-24, we're knotted up. 12 minutes separate one of these teams from the next round of the playoffs and the other from their season ending. Stay with us. Fourth quarter action is coming up next.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, I wanted to get back in the game. So I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Kansas at highschoolofficials.com.
30 years ago, I worked for my dad detailing Peterbilts. I'm Aaron Rao. That's where it all started. I learned about being honest and treating people right. These are the values we continue at Bobside Auto. After 25 years of matching people to their next car or truck, I know the best business is built on trust. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Honda, new or trusted.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. I'm Nick Springer alongside Craig Hershiser. We're knotted up 24 apiece as we start the final stanza of this one in the second round of the 6A high school state playoffs. One of these teams will advance to the next round, which is sub-state, and the other will have their season end. It's 3rd down and 4 for Shawnee Mission Northwest at the Free State 44-yard line, moving from right to left down the field in a tie game. Ball spotted on the far hash. You wonder if this isn't 4-down territory for the Cougars. 2 H-backs and an up-back. They bring a man in motion. It's a pitch play running towards the near sideline and breaking a tackle. He's got the first down on a second effort. That's Brandon Brown for Shawnee Mission Northwest. He's got the first down at the 38-yard line. On 3rd and 4, they get 6, and they move the chains.
So Northwest pulls a play out that we haven't seen all night.
Yeah, sort of a triple option look.
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
It results in a first down at the Free State 38-yard line on the near hash. 10:50 remaining in this fourth quarter. And this Northwest offense, you have to assume, would love nothing more than to burn a bunch of clock here and put this ball in the end zone. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Woodruff under center. Man in motion to the right. Woodruff wants to throw. Steps back to pass. Floats one up on a wheel route. Oh, it's caught perfectly at the 25-yard line. Inside the 20. Down to about the 12. And then a flag flies. Or it was a hat. There's a flag and a hat. The official I think there might have been a penalty against Free State on the tackle, but there's also a penalty flag back at the 40-yard line, which maybe be against Shawnee Mission Northwest. Boy, that was a perfectly placed pass.
Oh, he dropped it in the bucket.
From Woodruff on a wheel route to the right side. But this will depend on the penalty. Both teams are standing around waiting for the officials to come together here. We have a flag down. We have a hat down. It's chaos on that far sideline. 10.5 minutes remaining in the game, and a lot to discuss here for the officials. Best case for Free State here is that it's offsetting penalties, I think.
They're still talking it over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, where the hat flew from the official makes me think there was an infraction on the tackle from Free State. But you also have the penalty back near the 40-yard line, which that would make you think it's something against Shawnee Mission Northwest.
And
the Cougar offense is backing up.
They're backing up.
Yep. Kevin Stewart is getting an explanation right now from the side judge. There's a lot of pointing and gesturing. Everybody's just kind of standing around right now, waiting on the signal. The officials have come together once again. Now we'll see if we get any sort of announcement. It looks like this. Yeah, and the Northwest coaching staff wants an explanation. They're out practically to the hash mark wanting an explanation.
Illegal procedure against Northwest.
And there was a face mask also against Northwest.
Did he call face mask against Northwest?
Yeah, I don't know if he pointed the right direction or not, but yeah, that's
he must have, because
they're backing way up.
Yeah, I think Free State's elected to take the more significant penalty.
This is sending the Cougars way back. And boy, that was just an excellent throw from Woodruff, but it's all for naught. Well, the official signaled ready for play. Now he's seemingly waved it off.
The ball is spotted at the 40.
Ball's at the 43-yard line. So it's first down. They need the 28 for a first down, so it's 1st and 15 for Shawnee Mission Northwest. They go back to the ground. It's Woodruff again, and here he goes, picking his way at the 35 to the 30, still on his feet. Gets away from a defender, still just finding a way to maneuver through this secondary all the way down inside the 20 on the near side. Another impressive run from Trey Woodruff. Boy, Craig, he makes it look so easy with the way that he just slips away from defenders in traffic. And he's all the way down to the 18. It's a 25-yard run from Trey Woodruff.
Well, so much for the penalty.
Yeah, I was about to say, none of that really ended up mattering, did it?
No, it did not.
We just wasted about 5 minutes of our time. 10:20 remaining in the game. Same formation, 2 H-backs plus an up-back. Man in motion to the left. Woodruff hands it off to Tyler, bashing straight ahead all the way down inside the 10 near the 9. A 7-yard run from Demetric Tyler. And boy, that combo of thunder and lightning with Tyler, the up-back who can just power his way forward, and then with Woodruff, who is just so tough to tackle in space, it's causing a lot of problems. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Ball in the near hash. Same formation, 2 H-backs. Woodruff keeps it running left. Oh, and this time he's gobbled up. A nice play there from the Firebirds. I believe that was Carson Bowers who got in there and just engulfed Trey Woodruff. 9:35 remaining in the game. So the clock not really an issue or a factor right now. In a tie game, 24-all. Free State on their heels. 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Shawnee Mission Northwest, they are in no rush. They are happy to see this clock continue to tick down. But if this Firebird defense can put together a goal line stand, Play clock is down to 5 as Woodruff goes under center. And up back in 2 H-backs. Man in motion. Woodruff hands it off to Tyler, and he is stuffed. Bowers was there again on the initial hit. Garrison Otis also in the area. He still managed to fall forward for a gain of about 3 yards down to just outside the 3-yard line. Now it's 3rd and goal at the 3. 8:45 remaining in the game. Deadlocked at 24 apiece. And it's moments like this that can end your season or push you to the next round. 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line with the ball in the near hash. Same formation. Tyler the up back, 2 H-backs. Man in motion on the line of scrimmage. Woodruff spins on a quarterback sweep, and he sprints into the end zone for a touchdown, running left towards the near pylon. It's Trey Woodruff's 4th rushing touchdown of the night. It's a 3-yard run, and Shawnee Mission Northwest is back in front, 30-24.
Well, it is Trey Woodruff night this evening, as he has been the star of this game, and he's certainly at 5'11", 180, he has put his entire team on his back, Nick, and just continues to push them forward.
Now the extra point for Williams to make it 31-24 is up, and it is good. And again, I think what's most impressive about what Woodruff has done tonight is he's done it in so many different ways. We saw him on the 73-yard run show off his speed in the open field.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen him all night long being able to maneuver in traffic, to shake off tacklers into tight, confined spaces. And we've seen him make great decisions as well. Even throwing the football, when he has thrown it, he's looked impressive. And 4 rushing touchdowns for him has put the Cougars back in front, 31-24. And this second half has been all about punch, counter punch, punch, counter punch. Free State has answered the call, but they've been hit again. Can they respond with 8:22 left in the game?
Well, they've given up, 21 points here in the second half?
Yep.
And scored 1 touchdown themselves. So with 8:22 left in the 4th, they got to answer the call.
31-24, Free State trails. As you just mentioned, 8:22 left in the game. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts.
You know, you mentioned it early, very early in the game, when Free State was up 14-0. You mentioned that they've been up like this before.
Yeah,
and
in several games.
Yes, and teams have come back on them, and that's certainly been the case here tonight, because they have only scored 10 points since that early 14-0 lead.
Williams is on to kick this ball away from right to left. He sends it away. This is a much better end-over-end kick. Hairston's got it at about the 1-yard line. He's out to the 10, at the 15 on the left side, at the 20. He's got a little open space for a crease on the near sideline.
Nice.
He's finally knocked down across the 30, near the 35. But, yes, a strong return from Michael Harrison for Free State. 1st and 10 for Free State at their own 34-yard line with 8:14 remaining in this game. Now, Craig, you and I, we think we managed to spot Brittingham on the sideline for Free State during that last time out in between quarters. He's looks like he's got his right ankle wrapped with maybe an ice pack or something, but he does not look like somebody who's going to be able to return to this game. So Free State will have to play the rest of this presumably without their star running back.
Yeah, well, they just got to get that mindset right now.
They keep going back to that power run formation, and here's Finn Moore fighting for extra yards as he scraps to about the 39-yard line for a gain of 5 yards. The response from Free State has been to go basically exclusively to this power run formation that we've seen them go with before, with 2 H-backs out of the shotgun, and then Carson Bowers as sort of the lead blocking fullback for Finn Moore. And that's the formation they basically stuck with because Brittingham is out of the game. They show it again here. 2 H-backs to the left. Waist-high snap. Here's a counter running to the right with Beckham. He tries to get north and south but doesn't find much running room across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. This will bring up 3rd down and short.
Well, they have run that play several times.
Yep.
And I like it. I mean, I think you got to keep that Northwest defense honest. So if you get them pursuing one direction and then counter back the other, and you got a chance with one of your speedy wide receivers, you got a chance to really pop one.
7:15 remaining in the game. Free State trails 31-24. It's 3rd and 1 at their own 38-yard line. at their own 43-yard line. They need the 44 for a first down. Waist-high snap for Finmore. Quarterback sweep running left. He cuts upfield, and he's got the first. Barely, though. It's close. He's out to the 45. He put his foot in the turf and cut upfield, and he's got enough for the first down.
Yeah, no hesitation there from the officials as they went to move the chains immediately. He didn't get it by much, but he got it.
At the 45-yard line, it's 1st and 10. 6:50 remaining in the game.
If you had bet on Finmore carrying the ball in that down and distance, you wouldn't have made much money because I think the odds were on him.
1st and 10 at the 45. One receiver in tight. Same formation. 2 H-backs to the right this time. They fake a little reverse to Beckham, and then Finmore just follows him across midfield into Cougar territory, down all the way to the 40-yard line.
Easy there. There's the flag.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of extracurricular late as Finmore got tackled at the 39-yard line is when they got this ball spotted. But a penalty flag came out late after the play.
So 2 questions. One, who are they? Okay, it looks like
they're pointing towards Free State. The officials are conversing. And after the play, unsportsmanlike. Oh, they're going to get offsetting penalties.
That's the direction I thought they would go.
Okay, offsetting.
Because both players were involved in a lot of pushing and shoving.
And so it happened after the play, so that play counts for Free State. The ball is going to be at the 40-yard line. So the penalties after the play offset. It's 1st and 10 for Free State at the Shawnee Mission Northwest 40-yard line. 6:29 remaining in the game. The clock, not an issue, but it could be soon.
If you're Free State, you can't get caught up in stuff like that. I mean, you cannot run the chance of it somehow coming back on you.
Same formation. Finmore takes the snap at his right shoulder and runs into a mob. All 22 players practically were in just a giant pile at the 38-yard line, 37-yard line.
Picked up 3.
Yep, gained a couple yards. 2nd and 7 at the 37-yard line. Under 6 minutes remaining in the game. And again, that clock, it's not an issue right now, but it will start to become one as we tick closer to the end of this game. 31-24, Free State trails. But the Firebirds are on a drive, and they are leaning heavily on their quarterback, Finn Moore, to try to power them to victory on the road in the playoffs. Here goes Moore again on a quarterback sweep running to the right. He gets to the edge at the 35, and a flag flies as Finn Moore tumbles down to the 32-yard line. And the Northwest bench seems to think this will be against Free State. The officials have come together again here to discuss. There's been a lot of penalties tonight.
Yeah, that's a hold.
Holding against Free State. And that is killer. Now the question for Free State becomes, what is going to take them out of this sort of power run look with Finn Moore? What needs to happen for them to possibly have to try to go for something different?
You know, every game when they've gone to this formation, I think I've said it every time, there's got to be a pass play out of this formation.
We haven't seen it yet.
I know we haven't.
But if there was ever a time to pull it out, now might be it.
You would slip one of those H-backs out, and get behind the secondary. I mean, to me, it's ripe for a long gain on a pass.
2nd and 17 back at the 47-yard line. Finn Moore fakes a handoff to Elijah Beckham, and then he is swarmed by a pack of Cougars. Maybe gained a yard on the play. And now he'll be forced to pass. It's 3rd and 16.
Yeah, and you are.
And because the clock is run down, this is 4-down territory. You have to go for it if you don't get this.
Yeah, you have to.
The clock has run down too much. You're down to 4:50 remaining in the game. Now you have 3 timeouts, so if you don't convert here, you could still feasibly get the football back, but boy, you're putting a lot of pressure. And Finn Moore is the walking wounded right now. He is trying to stretch his legs out. This play clock is running down, and Free State's going to have to call timeout here. And Finn Moore, you can tell, is feeling it right now.
Yep.
Free State burns a timeout with 4:23 remaining. And now, because you're forced to use a timeout there, everything really does ride on getting these 16 yards in 2 plays. It's 3rd and 16 at the 46-yard line of Shawnee Mission Northwest. They need the 30-yard line for a first down. The Firebirds are down 31-24. And now the game essentially rides on these next 2 plays.
Well, the Firebirds were pretty much on schedule until that holding call.
Yeah.
You know, they were moving the ball pretty nicely, kind of mixing up their run attack a little bit. But now it's with that major penalty and resulting in what is now a 3rd and 16. Yeah, you got some issues here with your quarterback banged up the way he is.
Yeah, Finn Moore walking to the sideline on that before that timeout. He did not look 100%. He was kind of slowly limping. He bent down on his knees for a moment there, and it's totally understandable why he would be that way. I mean, you've been riding him ever since Brittingham went out of the game late in the 3rd quarter. Out of the timeout, it's 3rd and 16 at the 46-yard line. Now, you don't feel like you need to get all 16 yards on this play if you're the Firebirds, but you need to get something positive. They come out of the shotgun with 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. It's Harrison in the backfield. Finn Moore on a rollout pass to his right, looking downfield. Fires, incomplete. He was looking for McDaniel at the 35-yard line. And the pass was nearly intercepted. 4th and 16. And the punt unit is coming on the field for the Firebirds. There's 4:18 remaining. And the thought process here is, let's play the field position game and hope we can get a quick stop and maybe get this ball back.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to say maybe get a turnover, but we've not seen a turnover all night.
Nope, not by either team. So Finn Moore will punt this ball. He's standing at his own 39-yard line. But again, Free State burned a timeout. Now before the snap, whistles, and a timeout called by Shawnee Mission Northwest.
Timeout on the field called by Shawnee Mission Northwest.
So the Cougars maybe worried about a potential fake, wanting to make sure everybody's in the right position. So the Cougars burn a timeout. But, Craig, realistically, I'm not fantastic at math, but you got 4:18 left in this game. After the punt, let's say there's, 4:05 left in the game.
Yeah.
When Northwest takes over, if you're Free State, you basically can only give up really 1 first down. And even if you do that, you're not going to have a lot of time left.
Yeah. You're not going to have a lot of time left for a team that's not a passing team.
No.
And
31-24, the Cougars lead over the Firebirds.
And you will be using your timeouts. So once you get the ball back, you're basically going to have to pass.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how you're going to stop the clock.
You're looking at best case getting the ball back with probably 2:45 left and no timeouts. That's if you can force a 3 and out.
Yeah.
After the timeout by the Cougars, Finn Moore stands at his own 40, ready to punt this ball away. It's a low snap. He sends it away. It's an ugly kick that bounces at the 25, inside the 20, down to the 18. And that is where Shawnee Mission Northwest will take over. And man, on that 4th and 16, you can understand the inclination to punt, but and now you're putting your defense in a spot where they have to get a 3 and out. Or they can't allow more than 1 first down. And this Northwest offense for Shawnee Mission has been cruising in the second half.
Yeah, the other side of that coin is if you go for it on 4th and 16 and you don't get it, now you put your defense in a much worse position because they're going to take over somewhere around midfield. So.
All right, season on the line for the Firebird defense. 1st and 10 at the 18. Woodruff keeps it. He's at the 20, at the 25, and he's got a first down out to the 29-yard line. An 11-yard run.
On the carry, he's brought down at the 29-yard line.
And the clock stops as they set the chains.
That's good for another Cougar.
Now, if you're Kevin Stewart, you might as well not take a timeout because you didn't even get him to second down. So this clock is going to run. And Shawnee Mission Northwest does not have to snap it until about 3:35 on the game clock.
Yeah, they will use every second of the play clock.
Yep, you can be sure of that. with 7 seconds on the play clock. They break the huddle and get to the line. Ball at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10 on the near hash. Woodruff on a quarterback sweep towards the near sideline. He's at the 30, and he slides down, got tripped up. I think he was trying to stay in bounds. He didn't want the clock to run, so he slides down at the 33-yard line. The clock has stopped. Did they say he went out of bounds?
Well,
that could be a big mistake.
Yeah, well, he was trying to stay in bounds. Looked like he slipped, so on the slip, I'm thinking maybe his foot went out of bounds.
Well, yep, the clock has stopped with 3:28 remaining, so that's a big break for Free State. The Firebirds didn't have to burn a timeout. The clock stopped as Woodruff went out of bounds. Ball in the near hash, 2nd down and 6 at the 33-yard line. Man in motion, Woodruff keeps it on the run on the right side. He's got one man to beat at the 40. They're trying to drag him down. It's Finn Moore who's trying to stop him, but he just keeps powering forward. What an effort from Woodruff. He drags multiple Firebirds all the way to midfield with 3:18 remaining in the game. Ironically enough, it was Finn Moore who was trying to stop Woodruff. And he dragged him all the way to the Firebird 49.
Well,
the clock running again, and again, Kevin Stewart opting to hold his timeouts. He might as well at this point.
Yeah.
But once again, Northwest can run this clock down and snap it with about 2:45 remaining.
Well, that was an arm tackle, but I will give Moore a little bit of a pass on that because it's so hard to get his shoulder into Woodruff.
1st and 10 at the 49. They give it to Demetric Tyler. Carson Bowers hits him, and they tackle him at about the 47-yard line. And this is where Stewart will burn his first time out with 2:44 remaining in the game. So now, if you're Free State, you are committed to this set of downs. You have to stop Shawnee Mission Northwest on this set of downs. 2:44 left in the game. You got one timeout left. So now you're looking at if you can stop the Cougars, you're going to be getting the ball back with about 1:55 left with no timeouts. But that's almost putting the cart before the horse. You almost have to take this one play at a time.
Yeah.
One timeout remaining for the Firebirds. 2:44 left in the game. Free State trails 31-24. The fate of the season for Free State rests on this next set of downs. It's 2nd down and 8 at the 47-yard line. The ball is spotted at the near hash on the left side. And it was just announced over the PA system that Gardner Edgerton has defeated Olathe North. So the winner of this game will face Gardner Edgerton in the next round. 31-24, Shawnee Mission Northwest leads. 2:44 left. They try to jump the snap. Woodruff keeps it. He's at the 45, at the 40, and he's off to the races at the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Nobody is going to catch him, and it's an emphatic exclamation point on one heck of a night for Trey Woodruff. A 48-yard touchdown run, and that is the final nail in the coffin of Free State's season.
Wow.
37-24. Shawnee Mission Northwest leads. Woodruff does it again. 5 rushing touchdowns for that young man tonight. A 48-yarder.
Number 18, Jack Williams, on to attempt the extra point.
May have just put this game away and the season away for Free State. The extra point is up, and it is good. 38-24. Shawnee Mission Northwest leads.
Well, Woodruff has had himself quite a night, Nick.
Well, I'll circle back to something you mentioned at the start of this broadcast, which is this is an incredibly senior-laden lineup for Shawnee Mission Northwest, especially on the offensive side of the ball. This team got down 14-0, but nobody panicked. They stuck with their offensive philosophy. They didn't go outside themselves. They battled back, and now they lead 38-24 with 2:36 remaining.
Well, I would imagine the talk on the sideline was, or could be summed up as Free State had a very impressive drive to open the game, and then they had the big play when Finn Moore just dumped it off to Brittingham. And so I'm sure they're saying, okay, we're down 14-0. There's a lot of football left to play. We got to be ourselves. As you said, stay inside ourselves,
yeah,
and we'll be fine. And if that indeed was a dialogue, they have indeed been fine.
2:36 remaining in the game and potentially the season for Free State. The Firebirds have one timeout. So they need a quick touchdown, and then they would need to recover an onside kick. Williams will kick this ball off from right to left for Shawnee Mission Northwest. Harrison and Beckham are back deep. The kick is away. It's an end-over-end kick. Harrison's got it at his own goal line, and it's a touchback.
He had 1 foot in the end zone when he caught it.
Yep. It's a touchback, and Free State will start at the 20-yard line. Well, this offense will most certainly have to throw the football now. Down 14 with 2:35 left. And unfortunately, the complexion of this game, especially for the offense for Free State, just changed with Madden Brittingham's injury. 38-24, Shawnee Mission Northwest leads. They come out in an empty set. 5 receivers. Trips to the left. Finn Moore, waist-high snap. 3-step drop. Throws it quick into the flat. It's caught by Elijah Beckham at the 25-yard line. He sneaks his way out to the 31 before he's knocked out of bounds to stop the clock. With 2:29 remaining.
Pass complete to Beckham.
So they ran the receiver, the wide
outside
out.
receiver deep.
Yeah, they ran him deep to clear the secondary, and then snuck that in under the coverage to Beckham.
An 11-yard completion, and more importantly, he stopped the clock.
He gets out of bounds.
Empty set again, 5 receivers. Finmore wants to throw a 3-man rush. He steps up in the pocket at the 30-yard line, throws it. Beckham's got it, the catch at the 39. Finmore got hit as he released that football. Beckham was down in bounds as he made the catch. So the clock stops while they set the chains, but it will start rolling once again, and now it does. Down to 2:15 remaining in the game. Free State looking towards that far sideline for the signal. Empty set again, 5 receivers. Trips to the right, and now trips to the left, and 2 receivers to the right. Ball spotted on the near hash, 2:05 left. Chest high snap, 5-step drop for Finmore. Pump fake, looking downfield, steps him in the pocket. He's under pressure. He's got to get rid of it. He's got nowhere to go, and he's sacked. Back at the 38-yard line. 1:50 remaining in the game. Free State holding on to that last time out. Everybody runs back. Shawnee Mission Northwest, they're just rushing 3. They're saying, all right, let's contain Finmore and play coverage. And there's just nothing open down the field.
Yeah, it's basically don't let anybody behind us. Make him catch in front, then tackle.
Now they come on a blitz on this play. Finmore gets drilled as he throws. It's a wobbly pass, and it's intercepted at the 35-yard line.
Pass interference.
There's a flag down. It's intercepted by Daquan Smith. Yeah, Harrison was the intended target, and he was getting tackled as the ball was in the air.
Yeah.
And so this will be a pass interference against Shawnee Mission Northwest.
2 flags down, deep in the secondary, so. Pretty obvious. Shouldn't take a lot of discussion here.
It was intercepted at the 33-yard line. Finmore got drilled as he threw it. It was so funny. We were just talking about Northwest playing pass coverage. Then they sent a blitz, and Finmore got hammered as he released it.
And remarkably, the Northwest fans are booing that call.
Well, I think if the pass gets tipped, you can do that. But it wasn't tipped. It was just he got hit as he was throwing. 1st and 10 for Free State at the 42-yard line. They throw a quick slant over the middle of the field. It's complete. Deeper into Shawnee Mission Northwest territory. Jonas Launard with the catch. All the way down to the 27-yard line. 1:15 left in the game. Empty set, 5 receivers, trips to the right. Waist-high snapper Finmore, 5-step drop, looking downfield, looks right, throws one high in the air. It's caught by Launard, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. That stops the clock with 1:05 left in the game.
So again, the secondary not letting anybody behind them, just making sure that after a catch that the receiver is tackled. Moore's delivering. They're marching the ball down the field pretty nicely. But time is an issue.
2nd down at the 19-yard line. 1:05 remaining in the game. Still 1 timeout left in the back pocket of Kevin Stewart of this Firebird offense. They send a man in motion. Finmore wants to run on a quarterback power.
Boy.
And it didn't work. It got blown up. He ends up gaining maybe a yard on the play It was a quarterback run off left guard. The clock running down to 50 seconds left. There's some confusion as Free State tries to get lined up again. They still have that one timeout. Maybe could have used it there, but instead they get lined up with 45 seconds left. 5 receivers, empty set. Finmore looking to pass. 3-man rush. He steps him in the pocket, looking to his left. Now tries to run. Oh, he gets hit hard.
Wow.
And he's driven back at about the 13-yard line. Free State calls it the last time out of the half.
2 Cougars converge on Finmore right there.
And delivered a big blow to him. They got the first down. Never mind. They keep the timeout. Yeah, no, they spiked it. The clock stopped to move the chains. I thought Free State had called the last timeout. Then Finmore spikes it with 31 seconds left. So now it's 2nd down and 10 for Free State at the 13-yard line. And now Northwest will call their second timeout as they want to huddle up their defense and talk things over. 31.7 seconds left.
So, Nick, dare to hope.
Dare to dream.
Free State gets a quick touchdown here, then an onside kick.
31 seconds left. 31.7 seconds left. I think in order to really believe in this comeback, the Firebirds would need to score probably on this next play.
Yes, I would agree.
If you can score with 20 seconds left and then maybe recover the onside kick, that would give you, at least probably 2 or 3 shots at the end zone for basically Hail Marys. What do you think?
I think a lot of things have to go right. I'm not saying they can't go right because...
And that was analysis with Craig Hirschhauser.
You and I have seen a lot of sports at a lot of levels, so...
We've seen some crazy things happen.
There are...
Even in this season for Free State in other games.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason to think it can't happen.
Out of the timeout, 5 receivers, trips to the right. Chest high snap for Finmore, looking to his left all the way, throws it up for the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for McDaniel, the freshman big wide receiver. That play only took 3 seconds, so 28 seconds left now. It's 3rd down and 10 at the 13-yard line. 28 ticks left, potentially in Free State's season. Same formation, empty set, 5 receivers. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Finmore surveys the Northwest defense. They come on middle blitz. Finmore's got to get rid of it. He throws it for the end zone. Too high for everybody. It's incomplete. 23.5 seconds left in the game. And now it's 4th down and 10. So beyond just trying to get a touchdown here, you also, at the very least, need to move the chains. 4th down and 10 at the 13-yard line. So they can get to the 3 for a first down. So this needs to be either in the end zone or get enough for the first down. Waist high snap. It's an all-out blitz. They throw it over the middle, and it's caught by Prescott at the 1-yard line. That's a first down. It was an all-out blitz from Shawnee Mission Northwest with 18 seconds left, and now the last timeout called by Lawrence Free State.
Man.
Wow, what composure from Finmore.
And he has had a target on his back for the majority of this second half, but you're right, composure.
He was facing an all-out blitz.
Right up the middle.
Right up the middle. And he zinged it over the middle complete to Ethan Prescott, one of the seniors for this offense, right? You start to think about the seniors that are out there. Jonas Launard, a senior who's made a couple plays on this drive.
Yeah.
Ethan Prescott with a big catch there. Braden Wilmus up front. There are seniors out there that understand the gravity of the situation. 18.5 seconds left. So now you absolutely must score on this play.
You got to get a score here.
On this play to give yourself even enough time if you recover the onside kick.
Boy, so hard to deliver that ball against pressure up the middle. You can't step into your throw.
Yeah. Out of the timeout. No more timeouts left for Free State. 1 remaining for Shawnee Mission Northwest. 1st and goal at the 2, but that's irrelevant. They have to score a touchdown. 18.5 seconds. Finmore rolls to his right, looks into the flat, throws. Oh, he just missed Prescott. Oh, they had the play.
My.
Craig, they had the play.
They did.
Prescott was in the right flat. Finmore rolled out. He had him there, and he just missed him.
Wide receiver went into the end zone, clearing out that side of the field. Prescott on a little out route and more on the rollout. That kind of looked like an old Kansas City Chiefs play, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
You see a lot of teams run that type of play now. It's it's a, depending on who you talk to, it's a pick play or a rub, but it almost worked there for Free State. Now 2nd and goal. Finn Moore just wants to try to run it himself, and he does score. 11.5 seconds left. Finn Moore scores, running to his left, the touchdown to make it 38-30. 11.5 seconds left. A 2-yard touchdown run by Finn Moore. And now Micah Jones comes on for the extra point. But, of course, everything comes down now to the onside kick. Jones' extra point is good. 38-31. 2-yard TD run from Finn Moore.
So, in the course of the season and all the practices that you've had,
how many times have you practiced onside
kick? Yeah, you knew where I was going with that, right? And to give yourself one last chance, you got to execute this successfully and recover.
Yep.
And you'll probably have
10 seconds.
Yeah. So
enough for two shots at the end zone.
2 shots at the absolute best.
And Finn Moore, he's got a pretty strong arm. I don't. Yeah, we'll see, but yeah, first and foremost, it all comes down to the onside kick. Now, Ricky Romero and Micah Jones have alternated on kickoff duty this season, and it's Ricky Romero who will take the task of trying to kick this onside. He's going to set this ball up towards the left hash. 11.5 seconds left in the season for Free State if they can't recover this onside kick. Romero tees it up. They've got 4 guys to the right. Everybody else is to the left. What kind of trickeration do you have, if any? Maybe try to mix up where you're kicking it. Romero on the kick, sends it to his left. It takes a high bounce in the air. They bat at it, and it's recovered by Shawnee Mission Northwest. It was Rawls who tried to swat at it to keep it alive, but the Cougars recover with 10.7 seconds left.
Well, we talked about execution, and that wasn't bad.
Yeah, Rawls, you could see what the idea was there.
Yeah.
It was Rawls who sprinted ahead and was just trying to swat the football back to his teammates.
Yeah.
But instead, Shawnee Mission Northwest recovers with 10.7 seconds left, no timeouts. The Cougars, all they have to do is take a knee, and they will end Free State's season. And that's exactly what Woodruff does. 38-31 the final score as the final seconds tick off of this game and hit 000. The Firebirds come up short. 38-31, Shawnee Mission Northwest gets the win. The Cougars will advance to the sub-state round of the playoffs, and they will face Gardner Edgerton, who defeated Olathe North earlier this evening in that sub-state matchup. Finn Moore leads the handshake line for Free State at midfield. And that young man left it all on the field tonight.
Yeah, you got to.
After the injury to Madden Brittingham, everything really fell on the shoulders of Finn Moore. He did what he could. And he is embraced by Braden Wilmus, whose Firebird career comes to a close. Kevin Stewart gives Finn Moore a little bit of a tap. 38-31 the final score. Shawnee Mission Northwest defeats Lawrence Free State.
Well, Nick, this game was not without its drama.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, and highly competitive. And I'm a little bit of a loss for words, but I just think that Trey Woodruff just put his stamp all over this game. If it, 5 touchdowns tonight?
5 rushing touchdowns.
5 rushing touchdowns from him, and critical runs to pick up first downs. And he could not be stopped tonight. Firebirds I think gave
Ladies and gentlemen, director and
gave
pitchers
a
of the field.
great effort tonight.
For
It
athletic
just
director
wasn't
Dr.
quite
Nick
enough of a
Wilson,
winning effort.
presenting the 2025 Regional Championship Trophy.
38-31. Shawnee Mission Northwest wins. 5 rushing touchdowns for Trey Woodruff tonight, as you mentioned, Craig. A 6-yard run, a 73-yard run, a 3-yard run, a 48-yard run, and then the 48-yarder was the one that made it to 38-24. So, yeah, it was 6, 73, 16, 3, and 48 were the distances of his runs. He had the 73-yarder on the first play of the second half that tied the game at 17. And in the second half, he was really unstoppable. It felt like Free State the defense just started to wear down.
You know,
in the second half.
That long touchdown run on the first snap of the second half, to me, looking back on it now, that was kind of the backbreaker.
Yeah.
You know, because you go in at halftime, you make your adjustments, you settle on your game plan for the second half if you're Free State, and then and you're up. Free State's up by 7, and then this kid breaks one for over 70 yards. Game's tied up, and everything you've talked about at halftime, well, some of it may not be in effect anymore.
Yeah, I think the 2 critical moments of the second half were the first play that tied the game at 17, as you said, just sort of a shock to the system to start the second half. And then obviously Madden Birmingham leaving the game with an injury really, really hamstrung the Free State offense. They were kind of just limited to going to the power run formation. They were leaning so heavily on Finn Moore to carry the offense over the course of the second half. You could tell he was beaten and battered and bruised as the game started to come to a close, and it's just a turning point for the offense. You know, things just felt different for them when Birmingham left the game with an injury, and it almost felt like at that moment you could sense that maybe it was going to be too much to overcome for the Free State offense, and it turned out that it was.
Yeah, it certainly felt that way, especially because you needed your offense to be hitting on all cylinders.
Yep.
Again, going back to Woodruff, because of everything that he was doing for Shawnee Mission Northwest. And so then, one of your star ball carriers goes out, and he's done for the rest of the game. And that's got to have an emotional impact on your team. So, again, I think – so I'm going to go back to that, and I'm going to refer to that as the way Free State, I think, really it was very, very game. I thought they were pretty gallant in their efforts here in the second half to try and overcome all of that. But it was just a little too much to try and overcome, and Woodruff had himself a night.
Well, and you start to think about the seniors on this roster for Free State who have played their last game here tonight. Braden Wilmus on the offensive line, along with Sammy Sengchan on the offensive line, Ethan Prescott as well, Jonas Launard, who was making some plays at the end of the game. Also, Julius Matthews as well. But I will say this, you talk about some of those guys that are going to be departing from this program. This Free State team is still built, I think, to be successful going forward when you start to look towards the future.
Oh, yeah.
Madden Birmingham and Finn Moore, your 2 cornerstone pieces on offense, both juniors, they're going to be back for next season. You think about the younger Wilmus, Reese Wilmus, who will be maturing and growing up as well from playing on the other side of the offensive line from his brother Braden. There are still some things to look forward to, I think, for this team going forward. But certainly tonight stings for the Firebirds. And, I think to look back on the season, Craig, there were some highs and some lows, right? I mean, this team was 5-1. They were in position to potentially even make a case for having the top seed in the state playoffs. And a couple of disappointing losses down the stretch of the season really hurt them and kind of put them in this position that they were in here tonight. But still, I think a lot to be proud of. You got a big one over Gardner Edgerton to start the year.
Yep.
You went on that winning streak to get to 5-1. You won 4 games in a row at that point, including a big win on the road against Lake the South. Still, I think a lot to be proud of for this season for Free State.
Well, absolutely, and I think once the disappointment and the sting of this loss is over, and the season ending the way it has is over, there'll be a lot of these guys who will look back on this season and think about their accomplishments, both individual and team-wise, and they'll think about the camaraderie that they shared on this program in this program, which are those things stay with you for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And those are the kinds of things that you look back on, at your 20-year reunion.
Yeah.
Things like that.
You're absolutely right. I mean, those are memories that are created for a lifetime.
Yeah, and to me, that's the greatest thing about sports. I think at the highest level of what you can enjoy about high school sports, that those kind of memories and that kind of camaraderie are what's at the top.
You think some of those kids are going to ever forget about Brittingham's 7 touchdowns in a game or what that game was like?
Pretty sure he won't.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He won't. So, yeah, still plenty to be proud of this season for Free State, and a heck of a year for the Firebirds. But it does come to an end here tonight at Shawnee Mission North District High School as Shawnee Mission Northwest will advance to the sub-state round of the playoffs, where they will face Gardner Edgerton, who defeated Olathe North earlier this evening. Tough way to end it for Lawrence Free State in a back-and-forth game down the stretch, in a game where they fought till the very end with an onside kick for a chance to get the ball back with 10 seconds left. But the season ends here tonight for the Free State Firebirds on the road against Shawnee Mission Northwest. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure for us here in the broadcast booth to bring you Free State football throughout the year.
Yep.
Myself and Craig Hershiser. Big shout-out to Nolan Henderson as well, who stepped in for a game when Craig was out of town. So really appreciate everybody that's been a part of this broadcast, all of our producers. Joel Becker, our program director at KLWN, who's been very supportive of us here as well, doing these Free State football broadcasts. And big thank you to all of our listeners as well, because we wouldn't be here without you guys also. Really appreciate those of you that tuned in throughout the season and, of course, tonight as well. But that's going to do it for our high school coverage for the fall 2025 season as Free State's season ends here tonight at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. We look forward to chatting with you again. We look forward, hopefully, to bringing you Free State basketball and Lawrence High basketball coverage as well as we get into the winter season. But until then, that's going to about wrap it up. Any other final thoughts from you, Craig, before we finish up the season here?
As always, it was fun.
Yeah, absolute blast.
Yeah. It's just fun to get together and call these games and be part of this high school athletic atmosphere. And it's very enjoyable for me.
Yeah, it really is fun to watch this team and these young men grow over the course of the season and come together and face some adversity and overcome that and so on and so forth. But the season does end here tonight against Shawnee Mission Northwest. For Craig Hershiser, I'm Nick Springer signing off for the final time this season for Free State football. Thanks so much for listening. You've been listening to Firebird Football on KLWN.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.